changing.
I just want
That happens, man. How many times you went to a place and hey, they just forget something? You know?
Just is what
no,
it is.
that happens all the time. You're correct, Terry. That's why it's his fault that he didn't check the bag because you're not supposed to ever leave anywhere.
JP, I'm not blaming you, buddy.
I know.
It's all right, JP. You still keep your job. But I tell you what.
Listen, if my wife's batting average of bringing home the wrong food, it would be like 950. Like she'd be the greatest hitter of all time. She never checks the bags, and every time, it's always mine. It's always my order. Like it's right. All of her food's right.
Yes, I just never.
I never get any sides. Like if I ask for a side or a sauce to go with it, it ain't coming.
I know better.
You can
I don't
forget.
say
It's not coming.
I usually don't either.
Couple of community events. The 5th annual Cow Pie Bingo, Word of Life Lutheran Church in Vale, sponsoring that Saturday, today, September 9th, 2023, 10 a.m. at the Ike Sane Corral. And I guess if you're from Lincoln County, you know where that is. Your GPS may or may not have it, but I guess the locals know where that is. The Ike Sane Corral. And then we have FFA, I think, or no, who's sponsored?
Terry, does that show up on the GPS? You know?
I've never pulled it up myself. But I'm not saying it don't. Right? Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yeah. There's some directions somewhere.
Tom's corrected his assessment.
Yeah, let's go ahead. The Ike Sane Corral may not pop up in Google Maps, but I'm just throwing it out there. And let me make sure I don't screw up this community announcement because Burns has been very good to me and letting us do the broadcast, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to send them back a little love here. They're going to have Burns Rodeo September 16th, 7 p.m., hosted by Burns. It is Burns FFA. That's right. And DECA. FFA and DECA teaming up. They're going to market those bull riders at the Cleveland County Fairgrounds. So that's next week, September 16th, 7 p.m. Cleveland County Fairgrounds, Burns High School Rodeo. Thank you, Kevin.
Now, is that high school kids participating, or is that? Do you know any details on that? Is that
all? That's all she texted me.
Okay.
I would figure it's her sons do it.
Okay.
And there's a couple of teachers there that have sons that do it. So
I don't know if they hired a company and they were coming in and doing it, and we're that, or if it's actually locals.
We got a few over at West Lincoln, I think, who are going to participate.
Oh, really? Okay, good. After they get done at the Ike Sane Corral, they're going to run over there.
Well, it'll be next week.
The Cleveland County Fair probably is in your GPS, though.
There's a photo of my breakfast right there.
It's missing. It's missing.
What's funny about it? We could talk about him for the next 10 minutes.
And he'd never know.
Never know.
He'd never know.
Because he's never going to walk outside and hit the button to listen to us. He's listening to like a Star Wars podcast right now.
Right. Oh, well.
Anyway, we do have scores from last night. We're going to talk about that. NCAA football. We got that to talk about today. A lot of big games. Mm-hmm. And then we've got NFL Week 1. We got to pick all of those games. And we've got to pick our Super Bowl champions that we didn't do last week, our playoffs. We picked our playoff teams, but then now we got to pick our champions. So we'll do that today. A little NBA news, golf news, NASCAR from Darlington, and more when we come back. No, I just playing if he's not here. We'll do the scores for a minute and stuff while he's gone. But, folks, we should have a great show for you today. Also, fun tweets and more. We do have so I've got to, after we give the scores, I do have breaking news that we do have to get to. So I'm going to let you guys get through the scores, and we'll get to some breaking news as far as our show and other things to go to. Let's see, I'm missing one score right now for the folks watching at home. If you're listening on radio, you can watch this show every Saturday on YouTube. Watch the replays on YouTube as well. Black scores are finals. I got one red score on the board still. I'll pull that up in a minute. The Elkin Bucks. But Zach left, Terry Middle, and Tom Wright. If you guys will handle that, I'll find that score.
Start for the Burns Bulldogs, going up to Alexander Central, winning 50-7 last night. North Gaston Wildcats defeat Cherry Wyman 55-7. Shelby Golden Lions 51-21 over Olympic Trojans.
Week 1 win. That's their first one.
Drone Wildcats, big win for them, 35-25 over the Chase Trojans. North Lincoln Knights 56-21 over East Rutherford Cavaliers. East Gaston 27-0 over Ashbrook Green Wave. Landrum Cardinals 47-21 over Polk County Wolverines. Henderson Bearcats 28-21 over Mountain Heritage Cougars. Chestnut Eagles 41-13 over RS Central Hilltoppers. Brevard Blue Devils 48-0 over North Buncombe Blackhawks. Freedom Patriots 56-6 over Patton Panthers, and close game Avery County Vikings 23, McDowell Titans 22.
It was Bessemer City over Union County 37-16. It was Thomas Jefferson 22, Greenville 14. It was Winston-Salem Prep 41, Highland Tech 8. It was Lake Norman Charter 13, Pine Lake Prep 8. It was Forest Hills 21, Community School of Davison 14, and Mountain Island defeats South Lake Christians 42-13. It was Swain County 30, Tuscola 26. It was Murphy defeating Smoky Mountain 49-27. Owen over East Henderson 26-6. It was Pisgah defeating Hayesville 32-7. West Henderson 40, Irwin 10, and Watauga defeats AC Reynolds in a great game there, 36-35.
What score did you have for Thomas Jefferson, Terry?
He had the. I don't think he's got the final.
The final was 45-14.
Well,
Thomas Jefferson.
We did.
Updated. Keep up with the times, Terry. South Point defeats High Brighton 20-7. Bunker Hill over Hickory's 45-6. The Red Tornadoes of Hickory defeat Cox Mill 35-15. West Iredell over West Wilkes 21-7. Maiden defeats St. Stephen's 50-19. And it's Bandy's over South Caldwell 45-14. It's Mount Airy big over Ashe County 49-7. Robbinsville defeats Allegheny 35-7. Surrey Central defeats Elkin 46-15. Wilkes Central defeats East Wilkes 21-7. Starmount over North Wilkes 62-12. And in a wild one, East Surrey defeats South Stokes 64-48. Was that a basketball game?
112 points on the board. Now that would be a good bet now, Tom, to take. Will that be higher or lower than the basketball score?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a wild one. Congratulations to my friend Greg Lloyd up at Starmount, 62-12, big winners as I told you over North Wilkes. I don't think he's lost up there yet.
Another one last weekend. This week, I know that much.
Yeah, so congratulations to him doing a good job up there at Starmount. I guess in county, Kings Mountain and Crest were both off.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, we had like 14 of our 40 teams were off last night.
Most of Lincoln County was off.
So that's why
y'all had it made last night.
So that's why
didn't have to work hard.
Yeah, we had to search for Swain County, Pisgah scores, Starmount, Wilkes Central, Surrey Central,
those
Allegheny.
are easy.
Yeah, those are the easy ones to pull in and Landrum and all these other ones that are close by here to Cherryville.
If you go to Swain County, they do have a huge billboard for their football team. They love their football team up there. What famous quarterback went to Swain County High? Do you know?
Jim Thorpe.
Nope. Hint, he was also a congressman.
East Lincoln, Kings Mountain, Strom Thurmond, Crest.
He's Schuler.
Statesville, East Burke, North Iredell, Huss, Forest View, Newton Conner, West Fargo, Lincoln, Kramer, and Ford, all in West Lincoln, all off last night.
You know that all the counties there, Tennessee's their team. Like if you live on the border county, Tennessee's their team.
Well, Western is an embarrassment. Why? Who else is going to pull for it?
Appalachian.
Go Apps, baby! We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Appalachian beat the Webb, huh?
Stomped them in the
Yeah,
ground.
beat them, Mike.
Yard dogs.
Well, they got a big one today. Don't they go to Chapel Hill today?
Yeah, they might give it.
Yeah, they've won over our last time they went there.
We did stomp in the ground last time we were there.
That's right.
We took the victory walk down. Whatever.
Ask Carolina about it.
Was it Franklin down there?
I would say, Carolina should win that game, but you never know, man. Those two teams, they play some crazy games.
They do. We do. And because here's the thing, Tom. When you're not afraid of somebody, and they treat you like you're the underdog and you are and take you for granted, the games end up a lot closer than
Mac Brown's our coach.
Usually, and then of course Mac Brown's
Mac is back.
Right.
What are you talking about? Mac's awesome.
He's garbage. So we had 14 teams off. New power poll. I've got down to 15 teams by my math, so that's as low as I'm going to go for right now. Statesville will be your number 15 team. They actually stay in the same spot from last week. At number 14 will be Community School of Davidson. They fall from 8 to 14 after losing last night to Forest Hills. Number 13, the Brevard Blue Devils. They won last night 48-0 over North Buncombe. They have 4 power points. Davidson and Statesville had 3. Three-way tie with 5 power points right now. The Burns Bulldogs, the West Iredell Warriors, and Mountain Island. Burns is 12, Mountain Island 11, and the number 10 team, your West Iredell Warriors, undefeated on the season. They've give up 14 points in three games so far. Number 9, the Maiden Blue Devils with 6 power points with a big win last night. Blue Devils over, who was that again?
It's over here.
St.
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 Stephen's.
Stephen's. 50-19, that game started early, so we had that final early, so I'm glad they did to help me out on that one. Bunker Hill is your number 8 team in the area. They've give up 7 power points. They've got 7. No, what did they do last night? How many did they give up? I might have that backwards. What are they at on my sheet? They give up 6. So never mind. Reverse that, Terry. The West Lincoln Rebels fall from
There's
5
no way.
to 8.
Didn't play.
Didn't play
5 to 8.
Terry.
We shut out our
You're
team.
5 to 8. So West Lincoln is number 8. Bunker Hill is number 7 on the tiebreaker. Both teams now 3-0. West Lincoln's give up 47 points on the year. Bunker Hills only give up 22.
Well, they'll be well rested for Cow Patty Bingo today.
Right.
They didn't play last night. They had to take a night off. Got to make sure you're up and at 'em for Cow Patty Bingo today.
Terry, you get to yell at the cow, right?
Yeah, you get to yell at whoever's out there.
Do people bring bells and sugar?
Oh, there's all
cubes
kinds of
or
stuff over
anything
there,
to
man.
treat them to get the cows to come their way? Do you get to bait your square?
No, you don't get to bait your square. How in the world can you bait your square for somebody to come and dookie on?
Yeah.
Well, because he comes over, likes what he's eating, and while he's sitting there, for
He
about
just
5
standing
minutes,
around for 5 minutes. Huh?
Yeah, you put some apples there.
Yeah,
Hope
like,
he stands
yeah.
in your spot. How do you bait a square? And somebody's agreeing with me, I promise you, Terry. It's easy to bait a square for a cow. All right, number 6, the Crest Chargers fall from 3 to 6 last night.
We're better than
Since
Chris.
they didn't win.
Dennis.
They've got 8 power points. Them and Kings Mountain, East Lincoln all didn't play last night, of course. They all dropped 3 spots in the power poll. So Crest will be 6, Kings Mountain 5, East Lincoln 4 with 8 power points apiece. Number 3 in the power poll, the Hickory Red Tornadoes.
This team's pretty good, Joe. I'm telling you.
They're 3-0 on the season, and they gave up 15 to Cox Mill last night on the road. We up 65 points total.
That's what I was telling
on
Dale
defense.
for people out there. I know at halftime, Cox Mill had rushed 9 times for -9 yards.
That's all.
So that means up front defense is pretty good.
Cox Mill also played Kings Mountain, though, didn't they?
Yes,
They
they
played
did.
Kings Mountain. Yeah. Got beat.
Kings Mountain won, that game. Number 2, the East Gaston Warriors, 4-0 on the season.
How about
folks.
that?
East Gaston last night won 27-0 in a shutout over the Ashbrook Green Wave. They've got 10 power points on the season. They've only give up 35 points in 4 games. And Terry, with the 1A schedule coming up with them in their conference, they could be staring at. They've got Burns and Shelby coming up here in a few weeks, so that's going to be the big matchups. They got Burns on the 13th and Shelby on the 20th, so they can get 1, 2. Good job, JB. 3, 4 wins in a row. 4. Thanks for the breakfast. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, JP.
You still didn't get Terry's order. You went even. We went back and didn't get what he wanted.
Never mind. Who's number 1?
Because he didn't get the text.
Number 1 in the power poll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sure and all ages. The Bandy's Trojans return to number 1 after a week off with a 45-14 victory over the South Caldwell Spartans. They've now give up 20 points on the season. They win the tiebreaker with East Gaston, both 4-0. And then we move to defensive points allowed. That allows Bandy's to take over the number 1 spot again. So you got Bandy's 1, East Gaston 2, Hickory 3, East Lincoln 4, Kings Mountain 5, Crest 6, Bunker Hill 7, West Lincoln 8, Maiden 9, and West Iredale rounds out your top 10. How do you get the points for the folks listening on radio? Oh my gosh, I'm going to wreck my car. Kings Mountain's better than Bandy's, or whatever you think. You get points for victories, 4 for a 4, 3 for a 3, 2 for a 2, 1 for a 1. And as the season goes on, depending on how tough your schedule is, you'll get points for all your victories. So right now, Bandy's keeps on winning. And
tiebreakers are dealing with defensive points given up.
right, well, head-to-head records is the first one. So if you're 4-0, 3-0, you get the spot.
Yeah.
So that's your first tiebreaker. And then we go defensive points allowed on that, folks. So there's your scores and top 10 from last night. So Tom, real quick, you Bulldogs when you look at the schedule, you think we're not beating them by 50-7, and then they lose North Iredale last week, but they beat Statesville. So we didn't know what to think of Alexander Central, but you guys handled them pretty well last night with 57 victory up there in Thomasville.
Yeah, I felt their quarterback. I felt the quarterback was pretty good. Threw the ball pretty well. Had a couple of big targets. Millsap's the one
84,
tight end, and 82 and 84, and then 3. I can't remember the running back. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So on offense, they weren't bad, but on defense, they just weren't very good.
Yeah.
I mean, the interior of the defense. I mean, our offensive line. You got to give them credit. I think our offensive line's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Jeremiah Norris had over 200 yards, had 4 touchdowns.
Opened some big holes for him.
Mooney was a little dinged, so I could tell he wasn't 100%, but he played.
Yeah.
Had a couple of nice throws, but you could tell I think they were protecting him a little bit.
And he was throwing a little high last night.
A little high, and it's hard to throw. If you're a little dinged up, man, their quarterback was dinged up too because he was getting nailed by Marshall McGowan.
Yeah, and he wasn't a big guy either.
Ethan Guy had 2 sacks. Marshall McGowan had 3 sacks. I was glad to see the defense. I think we ended up with about 9 or 10 tackles for loss. So it was a good team effort. I'm a little worried about the special teams. They're trying to figure out the kickoffs. They don't attempt extra points anymore, so that's kind of not even in your game plan.
They threw out about 6 different 2-point conversion plays.
Yeah, but what if you need a field goal?
I know.
That does worry me a little bit.
And kickoffs, not being able to get it past the 40-yard line.
I think Zach Courier, he came in there and had one good kickoff.
He did.
Second effort wasn't quite as good, but maybe he'll figure it out. Special teams worries me. Punting the ball, you got Johnny who's punted some, and then Ben Mooney's punted. I think we'll be okay there. But come the season and the close games, that's what I worry about. I do worry about it moving forward, but we'll see. Hopefully they can get it figured out. But, defensively, pretty good. I mean, I think they forced 5 or 6 3-and-outs. I was keeping up with it. And they Alexander Central did have the one sustained drive, the 9-play drive, which was nice, and touchdown got them kind of back in the ball game, 14-7.
Yeah.
But after that, I mean, and it was 2 sudden change. There was a fumble and the onside kick, and our defense went out on the field unexpectedly, and both times Alexander Central goes 3-and-out.
Yep.
So I mean that's good coaching when your guys are ready for that sudden change, and you forced a 3-and-out after the turnover. So good effort for the Bulldogs last night. I did expect Alexander Central to be a little bit tougher test. Their guys of course, their guys in the booth. This guy's hurt, that guy's hurt. I mean, you never know. I mean, you got some. Everybody says that all the time. I'm sure our guys are like, "Oh, we got this guy hurt, that guy hurt." You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But good effort against what I felt like was a big Alexander Central team. But their line play just wasn't very good on either side of the ball. And Burns was able to dominate the game.
Yep.
So moving forward, this is the part of the schedule which I'm not real crazy about.
Yeah, we got Highland Tech next week.
Yeah, then we have a bye. I think Bessemer City is going to be a little tougher test this year. They're improved. So we have those, and East Gaston is.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some
well.
excited people down in East Gaston with the record they got, and then going into conference play. They should be lined up pretty well to get into the playoffs.
I don't really think you could just hand the conference championship trophy to Burns or Shelby. I think East Gaston's going to have something to say about it at the end of the year. They're playing well. It depends on who gets better, who gets worse, who's going to get healthy, who's going to get hurt. I think those 3 teams, and they meet each other late in the season. So it's going to be interesting. I think they'll all get through the 1A part of their schedule unblemished. I think they will. And then at the end of the season, we'll see. Who's going to come out of those 3 teams.
See some big time games coming up at the end of the year.
Be fun at the end of the year.
Yep.
A little bit of a lull coming in here. But the break, I think that Kevin has got us for. I think you're sending us to Chase and East Rutherford on the bye week, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. All right.
Coach Russ is going to allow us to do video up there for that game. Folks watching at home, sorry, I think I had an audio button on.
There was the touchdown. Yeah.
This is the AC Reynolds. AC Reynolds. I keep.
I did the same thing all week.
Alexander Central's touchdown here, Tom.
It's a pretty good little run. I mean, that was their.
He's a pretty good athlete.
Tom,
that boy is.
And they hit
that kid computer.
And they were able to hit a few nice passes to the tight end. And they have a wide receiver. He looks like a tight end. And that one, we just had guys running free. I mean, Norris had a 64-yard TD run. I think that was a 56-yard throw and catch. It wasn't a long pass. It was maybe about 12 yards, and then he just left everybody.
All right, JP, you said. Well, who would that be, JP?
He said Coach Pruitt.
I know, but he's on the phone. I want JP to get on his mic. Hello, everyone. We have a guest on the radio.
It's Coach P.
It's Coach Tim Pruitt of the Cherryville Ironman.
Hey,
People
Jeff.
don't know just Coach P.
Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, guys. I have all JP want to do is, hey, y'all, it's Coach P. I have an apple pie. But good morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing?
Doing all right.
Just giving JP a little bit of fun. Last night, Ironman we had to go down to North Gaston down the road, 55-7 victory for the Wildcats, Coach. And, excuse me, this right before we've got conference play for the Ironman. So, tough opponent, North Gaston last night. And you'll tell us a little bit about what happened there as far as in the game with the Wildcats and what they're looking like as well.
Kind of sound a lot like the game between Burns and Alexander Central. We got the ball first, and we had a positive play. We had a penalty, had the ball across midfield, and then a couple sacks later, we punted. We did get the game to 14-7 with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, they scored on their first drive within 2 minutes to start the game, and 15 minutes later in the game, you're 14-7. You're feeling good. We do have the ability to kick the ball deep. On film, they had put their better returners up and not their better returners back, and I imagine that's because they are playing against teams that can't kick the ball deep. And Henry kicks it to their better player, try to get a change, but in the heat of the moment, you can't always get that changed. Good kick that kind of scooted on the return man, and he honestly knocked it down with his shins. Sometimes that'll happen and the ball will go out of bounds or in the end zone or whatever. It just laid right in front of him, picks it up. We had a chance to get him to the ground several times. So some of our young 8-quarter players and some of our freshmen are on the kickoff coverage team hustling and got a hold of him and just couldn't get him to the ground. I hate to say, when I got home last night, took my son home, and before I came back to do work, I watched a little bit of the Spectrum, Friday night final, and we that was the play of the state. And number 4 for them is a really good player. I believe he also had an interception return for a touchdown. So for us on the offensive side, we have to limit penalties. We have to protect the quarterback. We got to trust that the line is going to protect us. One play we have a wide open guy in the flats, but we blocked the outside linebacker instead of the inside linebacker. That's a simple thing. And of course, our terminology, our numbers, even numbers, odd numbers, whatever, 3 digits, 2 digits, though they're similar, there is difference in just the focus of the moment. And we've got a few guys up front who are playing a lot both ways. Early in the game, it's easier to hold your own and play the game the way we want it to play. But as the game goes on, it's a little more difficult. And as a coaching staff, I guess one thing we can do for improvement is to try to get those guys to fail here and there. But getting those other guys to play to the level that those first guys play at is difficult for us right now. and that comes with playing time, and that comes with reps, and that comes with experience. That's why we try to play a JV game here on Thursday night with North Gaston and got lightninged out. We're going to reset and try to play a game against Union Academy that really wasn't on our schedule. But since our 8-quarter players didn't get to be used last night as playing back-to-back, hopefully we can get that game in. It's tough to call Coach Wilbanks and Coach Postel and Coach Devine and say we're going to not be able to field a JV team. But for games later in the season because our 8-quarter players run out of time. But the thing about it for me is it's better to try to get those JV games in and try to stretch it as long as we can. Some years have been better than others, but this year we just don't have depth at running back, and we don't have depth in the secondary, and those guys have to be shared, and it's just a situation that we're in this year. But our kids, I think, went out and tried their best and did their best to execute the game plan. But then, we're down 28-7 at half, and they get the ball first, and we're like, guys, we got to do what we did in the second quarter, get them to punt the football and sustain a drive. And once again, our best defense is our offense staying on the field. And they broke, I think, the very first play. Give them credit. They went to our weaknesses. They ran the ball at us. They did not vary from that very much. They ran a lot of counter coming into the game. They did not run any counter. We thought we could make some plays against the counter going in. And, they do spread it out a little bit. That didn't last night. They also hit the tight end for a play. They had him for another play, but he overthrew it a little bit. But, that's just corners reading your keys. All you're doing is playing 3 deep, reading the tight end, and they run it, and then your eyes get off onto the next thing, and that's just the discipline of being a good football player. Up front, they ran some X stunts. They ran some linebacker things that we haven't seen, but that's them preparing for us as a defense. But some of those things we picked up very well with our sprint out game, and Joxx was out on the edge and could run it or throw it. But executing on a daily basis, that is what our team has to do to be able to be competitive in games with a team like North Gaston or Shelby or East Gaston or Highland Tech, anybody on our schedule. We don't have the luxury to go out there and just play mediocre and be able to have success and win a football game right now. We've got to play at a higher level, and as a coaching staff, we haven't got our kids to that yet. Weekly, I feel like we've had spurts where we move the football, but right now we're defensively where we can stop somebody, but we got to continue to work on the fundamentals of the game, and that's why we go to practice on Monday and get ready for a Shelby team that got their first win. I watched about a quarter of their game with Olympic. We have very few kids on our defense that look like some of those cats on Olympic. Those are some good-looking players. And for Shelby to put that many points up against a very good, big, fast Olympic team, then we have our hands full. So, obviously, Coach Wilbanks' team hasn't scored a lot of points this year, but they figured it out last night. So we'll dig in that film and get ready for a good opponent.
Coach, you've got Shelby, then at home against East Gaston, then the bye week, and then on the road for Highland Tech, on the road for Thomas Jefferson. Home Burns and finish the season at Bessemer City. We're going to do our picks here in a little bit for Terry and Tom. You want to give me how many points App's going to beat North Carolina by today?
Hadn't thought about it too much. I wish I could watch the game, but I'm on Spectrum, so I guess I'll find me an alternate route. But with that said, I hope they go and they play better than they did last week. I thought Gardner-Webb was definitely a good first game opponent, and I think Gardner-Webb's going to have a really good season. App State's got to protect the quarterback. One of the quarterbacks out. The other kid came in from California, played lights out. 4 touchdowns in your very first college football game at that level. Obviously, you've been playing college football somewhere else as a JUCO. But, I hope the Mountaineers win, but after watching Carolina play last week and their defensive front and what they do, that's a tough task. So you got to, in a game like that where you might be a little overmatched, you got to keep it close to the fourth quarter and hope chips fall where they may. So, I'd love to see App State win 42-41, but I don't know if that's going to be the score. But with that said, it's going to be a game where, Appalachian gets to go play at a place like Carolina, and the last time they went, they won the game. So it's always fun to see your team play a team that you kind of grew up watching. And when I was a 8 or 9 year old kid, I didn't know much about Appalachian State. I knew everything about Carolina and Wake Forest because I lived close to Winston-Salem and NC State and places like that. But as I've gotten older, App State football has become a popular thing, and the college is a popular thing. And now little kids that I see at the car rider line, like when we meet and kids get out of the car and they got App State gear on, it makes you think how times have changed. So I'm looking forward to App State playing well. But, for us, going back to, getting ready, we have a game with Shelby, a homecoming game, an open week, and then get ready for Highland Tech and Thomas Jefferson. We have Burns, of course, and always a tough task because each team in our group is a little bit different. Shelby is very physical up front on the D-line, but they're finesse more on offense. East Gaston is daggum unbelievably physical up front, and that's a tough task, a lot like what North Gaston did to us last night. And then Burns has the ability to kind of be both. And, those are the things that separate good teams from teams that aren't quite there yet. And we want to get to where we can be that team that can hopefully be more physical and that people, when they play, say, man, that's a good high school football team. And that's what our coaches try to achieve every day, and that's hopefully what our players have a desire to do. But for our players, we got to find out each group's different, just like when we went to Shelby 2 years ago and we scored points. I don't think a lot of people expected us to go to Shelby and score points, but that group had a mindset that they were capable of doing things. This group, sometimes the game gets a little tougher, and then our mindset changes. At the beginning of the game, we're fresh, and we have that mindset of what we're capable of doing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, what am I not capable of doing? You've got to take the negative thoughts out of your mind and go on to the next play and carry it over to the next play and build some confidence in that end. So I hope App State, going back to your original question, has a great competitive game today and comes out on the winning end, but also that schedule for them gets not a lot easier with East Carolina and Wyoming on the future. So that's a great non-conference schedule. I wish some of the big college teams would play the non-conference schedule of some of these Sunbelt teams because, man, that would be some great football.
Right. We have a
I'm going to get off the phone and let you guys have it.
We're playing Notre Dame, Kevin.
Thank you, Coach, for the college. Yeah, Tom.
All right.
Last time they won anything?
Who's playing Notre Dame, Tom?
Ohio State. He's trying to say
Ohio State. There you go. Tom, I ain't even hardly seen a college schedule. But that's a great non-conference college football game right there.
Yeah, they got.
And I wish there were more of those.
Yeah, they got played a couple weeks. The big non-conference game today, besides Appalachian and Carolina, is Texas-Alabama. Texas-Alabama is going to be a good game.
That's another great one. That was a great game last year. Tom. If Texas's quarterback don't get hurt, they probably win that football game.
I don't think Texas is in yet, are they?
That's not
no, the Texas isn't in the conference yet, are they?
No, not yet.
No, they're not.
No. But technically, it's non-conference.
That conference realignment stuff, that's another subject. Oh, my gosh. It's all about dollars, man. It's all about dollars.
Yeah, those
West
Coast
and
ACC teams.
It starts with all the things that they allow with the NIL and all those other things now, too. There's a lot of moving parts in college football. Fortunately, in high school football, there aren't as many moving parts, and we have what we have, and we work with what we work with, and I'm looking forward to getting back to work on Monday.
All right, thank you, Coach. You have a good weekend.
Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Right.
Coach Tim Pruitt and Cherville Ironman. You can listen to them every Friday night, 92.9 FM. They'll be at the show with us Friday night. And if I didn't know exactly what he said he had to do, Terry, but there is Cal Patty Bingo today if he can't get to the games.
And it's
that's
at the
not
Ike
far
St.
from it.
Corral.
At the Ike St. It's just right down the street.
And I tested it. If you put in Ike St. Corral, the Facebook page does come up.
Oh, okay.
You can. There's some others, but if you put it in Google Maps, it does not appear. So
it's a big town.
You have
over
to
at
get
West
the
Link.
address off the Facebook page.
Yeah, get the address off the Facebook page,
Okay.
and that's what I was trying to say.
Terry, he didn't. You know what he didn't say today? He mentioned Notre Dame in 2 weeks. He didn't say who he's playing these next 2 weeks.
Youngstown State.
That's what I'm talking about.
Western Kentucky has been to bowl games. Western Kentucky is at least a Division I
We'll let
program.
you know how good the Fighting Irish is after today because we play them today.
Youngstown State.
Youngstown State. Jim Tressel's the athletic director there.
Youngstown.
They're keeping that money in state. That's where all my cousins went to school. I sound like Royster. Everybody's my
Bet
cousin.
your house on Ohio State to win.
My cousins did go to Appalachian State. To Youngstown State. So, they're going to take a beating today. But at least we're playing at least one decent non-conference. And I will give Appalachian State credit. They do play. They step it up. They'll play a Carolina every single year. They'll play NC State. So they step up to the plate a little bit. So I'll give them credit for that. But I was getting on Georgia and Alabama for their non-conference last week. And it's just kind of funny because, Alabama is playing Texas. Mm. That's stepping it up a little bit. Georgia's playing nobody.
No,
Georgia
they got the cream puff schedule.
I mean, a couple of things before we get to college football. Finish up here. This is the hit of the night, but it's friendly fire. Terry, did you see this? East Rutherford hit the computer there. Yep. East Rutherford touchdown pass. Blake McClellan holds on to it from Landon Flynn, but two guys in the same area. And that slot receiver's not a small kid, is he? And he about smoked his own wide receiver. But what we were wondering is, Terry, they're not supposed to be in the same spot, but where's the defenders if two receivers are in the same spot? Like, the quarterback just
either one of them could have called it and scored.
Y'all don't mess this up. And placed it right in there. So
wonder who ran the wrong route.
They both ran go routes, so I don't know. It looked like he was going to the outside from this throw, right, Terry? Like, he's looking right at this kid. And then that's what I think. And
the other guy run the wrong route.
And faded into it. And then
the secondary is non-existent.
But that was the hit.
Oh, if nobody catches that, the coach is going nuts.
Yeah. Maybe they were playing goal line defense.
But we want to I want to give East with the catch and touchdown today. So that's the hit of the night. All right, now I said we had some breaking news to break down earlier. I've got some new information in the Romper Stomper. So first of all, I got some sound for you. Zach, hit that.
Here we go.
The Undertaker team and all our guys are fighting for all they've got. They're too many numbers.
Somebody went and added the Jim Ross call. Stone Cold music for her.
God, that hurts.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is striking anything that by God
moves. So somebody went and added the Jim Ross. That was not why I pulled it up, but I did find that just now while I was pulling it up. So I got the information on what happened here, guys. First of all, I put up our clip from last week of us talking about it, and that's one of our biggest clips we've ever had on the internet of people clipping in and watching that to watching our comments about it. So I was like, maybe we should do a little bit of update on it. So this is the Romper Stomper for the folks that listen on the radio. This is the Porta Fada fight. We didn't know where it was at. So it's at a Morgan Wallen concert. Okay. Now what happened was, so let's get to the start of the fight. So this is the start of the fight. So Barstool interviewed the Romper Stomper, the girl in the white. So the lady in the pink is standing in line to pee, obviously, at the porta potty. The woman in the white top and brown outfit or whatever she's got on, no, she's got shorts on the top. She's got a white, overthrow coat. Either way, she is she's guarding with the people watching online. She's guarding the bathroom where the Romper Stomper's in right now. The reason the girl in the pink is mad is because Romper Stomper cut her in line. Well, Romper Stomper said she didn't know that she cut her in line. She just walked into the bathroom. And so the girl in the pink was mad because she thought she was next. And then so the girl in the white is Romper Stomper's mother. So that's the new twist. That's mom. So mom is in the white here, top, and she's getting in a fight with a girl that got cut. So the girl in the pink was mad because the girl in the Romper Stomper cut her in line. She starts arguing with mom. So this is her arguing with mom about cutting in line. And then I don't know exactly what happened. So with Seb, they start shoving each other. So I can't play the interview from the Romper Stomper because she had some cuss words in it talking about beating these girls up when she come out. She said, what would you do if you saw two women trying to beat up your mom? So she's going to save her mom. Right now, her mom is not in this picture. She's behind the two girls in the porta potty. So she said, I was trying to save my mom from getting a porta potty swirly.
That would be bad.
And so, The Barstool interview was funny. Her talking about, says here she is walking in and finding these girls fighting her mom, and she just starts whipping them. And there's the John Cena music on that one, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to give the update that was actually her mom, and that's her mom. She actually closed the door on right there. Her mom was trying to get in the swing. Boom, closed the door. Her mom. Then she laid down the Hulk Hogan boot to her face. Hey, Zach, there's her picture. Somebody put a belt on her. Says Mama's world champion.
I had saw the meme without the belt this week that with her. I didn't know that was the girl that done that because it says how good are you with your mom?
Hey, Halloween! If you're looking for an outfit, ladies, how about you get the Romper Stomper Halloween ninja skills not included? It says on from Spirit Halloween. Tom, you want to get one of those for Jackie here for?
Oh my
Halloween?
God, it's crazy.
You know,
when you said Morgan Wallen concert, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
The ladies fight. This is her talking about it a little
girl, you actually stuff her in the porta potty. Boom. And by the way, you do acknowledge a porta potty is like the grossest thing in the world, right?
It's foul. I mean, like, would I have ever chose that? Like, no, I never would have thought that would have happened.
So what was
that boot definitely had a heel on it.
Oh, it did.
Yes. The first time you actually.
And she's not a small girl. That's the thing. Like, that's a Hulk Hogan boot. If you're a girl, you felt like you just got hit by Hogan.
I mean, I've never done that before, so I'm just like, oh my God, like I didn't even know I was capable of ever doing something like that. I really don't know.
You look like a trained assassin. To the porta
she
potty.
did.
Boom. What sold it for me? I'm like, who is this girl? She literally has knocked a girl into the porta potty, slammed it shut. So,
I wanted to give you guys an update on the story. You guys can check back on it. But I'm just fascinated by that. The Romper Stomper fight at the Morgan Wallen. I was just hoping it was an actual sporting event, but considering it was all ladies, I was guessing it was probably a concert. Thought it might be Taylor Swift the way they were acting, but all right, Terry, stay away from the porta potties fights at the Taylor Swift concerts. We'll be back in a minute. KDC Broadcasting.
At Papa's Pizza to Go. Just call 704-435-6335 and enjoy their big buffet on Wednesdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. until 7:30. It's all you can eat. Check out their new menu with pizza, subs, wings, salads, and more. And check out the new games, too, in the game room. Papa's Pizza to Go, 1002 East Main Street in Cherryville. Online at papaspizzatogo.com and like them on Facebook, too.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha wave runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2022 VX Series with audio packages, the much-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner country. See one today at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Laurel. Before you head out, head on into Bruner's Automotive in downtown Cherryville, where you get honest repairs with a job done right the first time. And right now, they're offering a summer oil change special for just $59.95. Get your oil changed, tires rotated, and brakes checked, all for $59.95 for most vehicles. Plus, have your AC checked out too. They do it all at Bruner's Automotive, 319 East Main Street in downtown Cherryville. Call 704-923-7612, online at BrunerAutomotive.com, and like them on Facebook too.
The team at Belmont Capital Advisors, they work hard to ensure that their clients enjoy their days and sleep well at night without wasting time on financial worry. Joe Pataroop and the team believes everyone deserves a retirement filled with health, wealth, and happiness. Hey, we're here with Joe Pataroop, president of Belmont Capital Advisors. And Joe Pat, let's start at the beginning. How long have you been a financial advisor? But more importantly, why did you get into this industry?
Mark, you're making me sound old here. I've been a financial advisor for over 30 years now, so I'm 50 years old. And, you know, I really got into this business because my mom was a school teacher, my dad was a coal miner, and I really felt like just really hardworking, everyday people were not educated and up to speed on the financial topics and needs that we all need to be prepared for our retirement.
And Joe Pat, this is why you offer a one-page retirement income plan. What does this involve?
You Mark, it's one of the best things we do. It's always complimentary, never an obligation. This is looking at where you are today, where you're going, and we encompass taxes, investments, everything comes into this, but we boil it all down into something that the everyday person can understand, that one-page retirement income plan. To find out how to get yours, give us a ring, 704-946-7000.
It's the opportunity to sit down with the team at Belmont Capital Advisors and customize a retirement plan. Give the team a call, 704-946-7000, or always online at belmont-capital.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Fusion Capital Management, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Belmont Capital Advisors, Inc., NC license 10000473399.
It's the all-new Nissan of Shelby, where they do the right thing. First time, every time. Nissan of Shelby now has new management, plus a big new inventory with new prices, giving you a whole new customer experience. Check their amazing lineup. Nissan Rogues and Muranos, and trucks like the Nissan Frontier and Titan, plus a wide range of pre-owned vehicles with special rates and pricing. Come to the all-new Nissan of Shelby, 631 South Post Road, right off Highway 74 East in Shelby. Online at nissanofshelby.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking a little bit more sports.
What are the odds?
Yeah, let's see what y'all think. That y'all think JP knows any of our names?
He knows
as far
my
as last names.
Yeah.
You just put a hat on. He lost yours.
Yeah,
Kevin
you know who I am now. I just put a hat on.
No, you don't know who that is.
I know it's Kevin Hastings, Terry Reinhardt,
No,
John
you don't.
Stefani, and
You
Zach
don't know us.
Mayhew.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
I was just curious. Just curious. Thank you, JP. Happy Saturday. How was your breakfast?
I haven't eaten it yet.
He always takes his time. He's up.
8:52.
Yeah,
He's
always.
busy. He's busy there.
Yeah.
8:52.
He's
So we
making
got
sure
time
we
to
sound
work.
good.
I usually don't eat till about 9. Sometimes I eat earlier, but it just.
Okay.
I mean, this is the only day a week I usually eat breakfast, so.
I got you.
I got to eat.
It's tough work waking up before noon, ain't it, JP?
I wish I could sleep till noon, but no. No.
All right, everybody. Well, good morning. Happy Saturday. College football today.
I want to say something. I'm glad you're doing college football. We talked last week, and we keep talking about don't play all these cream puffs and stuff like that. Oregon scored 81 points last week. That's all I got to say. Quit playing cupcakes. That's ridiculous. I mean, did that give you points this week as you bumped up on account of you scored 81 against nobody?
Who did they play?
I don't know, but they beat them like 81 to something. I mean, that's all I had to
Youngstown
see.
State.
Was it really? No, I doubt it. It wouldn't be surprised.
Youngstown State won last week, by the way.
They're not a. It's kind of like the high school thing, but it's not helping either team.
No.
That we talked about before. So.
It makes you know better.
And it doesn't make that other team get any better either.
81 points, y'all.
I've long said that they shouldn't have Power 5 shouldn't. There's 100-something Power 5 teams.
You should never, ever. If you have 5 power conferences, you should never play nobody outside them 5 power conference teams.
So you said Oregon last week, right?
Yeah.
I can't even find
Well, they're ranked in the top 10.
There they are. Portland State.
Okay.
Portland State. Tom, you know who their mascot is?
Portland State.
Yes, Zach already looked. Terry, you know their
I have no
mascot?
clue.
Lumberjacks.
No. And this really don't make no sense.
The Miners.
When I say this. Any guesses, Terry?
No, I'm not even going to guess.
The Vikings.
Portland State Vikings.
When did the Scandinavians
Now,
ride
Portland
their
State
boat to Portland?
is decent in maybe college basketball. You ever see their name every now and then, but not.
You can add them to the ACC according to their nickname.
So it's Oregon and the University of Oregon played Portland State.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, they're keeping the money in the state of Oregon. So if you're going
Who
to issue
gives a
that
crap?
Thank you.
the state does.
Well, yes.
So because you don't go like, why should Oregon go play in Mississippi Valley State and give Mississippi all that money? Might as well keep it in the state.
You don't play them. You do not play them. But now the
no, you play them. You give them a beat.
The teams that would hurt
once
would be the conference like App's in. That would be where you would probably falter. That's like today. If you don't think a lot of people's up for Appalachian State and UNC, yes, they are, because UNC knows what happened last time.
Portland State is in the, UNC won last time, but not.
Well, I'm talking about at Carolina.
Yeah, right. If they get a chance, they'll try to put 50 up today because they got beat last time. They want to feel better about themselves. They'll never forget walking out that stadium after handing them that loss. So they can. Well, I don't care what happens today, but I hope we beat them. But looking at this, Portland State's in the Big Sky with Cal Poly, Idaho.
Ooh, look out.
Montana State.
Montana State pretty strong.
State, Montana
State's pretty strong.
Okay, Division II.
Eastern Michigan. Idaho State.
Weber State.
Northern Arizona. Weber State's in there.
Yeah, Weber State.
In
That's a basketball team.
Yeah, basketball.
Beat Duke one time. So, of course, as far as what I wanted to talk about is these garbage rankings that the folks have put out across the world. And we've spoken in the past about how the rankings probably don't need to come out to like week 4 or 5 or something like that, because it heavily affects where you're ranked during the year. So
it's almost like a weighted thing.
It is. It's already weighted.
Right.
It is weighted
from the very beginning. You heavily weight the Georgias,
right.
Michigans.
So what you say is Ohio State is ranked 5. If they lose, they're only going to drop 5 spots.
Right.
Well, they won and dropped 2, Kevin.
Do what?
They won and dropped 2 spots.
Okay. I'm sorry for using Ohio State as an example, because I knew Tom would just have something to correct me about. Let's use Washington as an example. As Washington is what to say? If they win, well, we can't move them up because the other teams in front of them didn't lose. Or if they lose, we're only going to move them up 5 or whatever. That's what Zach's saying, is that it's a weighted thing already before it even starts. So explain to me, is which is the bigger win? Duke beating Clemson or Clemson beating Duke? Is it not Duke beating Clemson?
It should be.
So if Duke beats Clemson
like a drum,
they should be higher than them.
They're ranked 21st.
Yeah.
If Clemson had beaten Duke, Terry, where would they have been ranked?
Oh,
8th.
Yeah.
Because they were 9th. They would have moved up the 1 spot from which team lost, LSU. So think about that. Beating Duke gets you an 8th overall ranking with 3, 4-star players, what it was? But beating Clemson with 64-star players only gives you a 20th ranking.
But now,
explain that to the casual or any other college football fan, how that makes any sense. Duke went to 9th. Should they have not? They should have switched spots.
Well, my whole deal is this. And this just shows how much they do not like the ACC. You drop from 9th all the way to 25th. Right there's telling me what you think of the ACC. So they gave Duke really no kind of credit for beating Clemson.
Right.
Now all of a sudden they jump them up in your top 25, which that should have never happened.
Who did North Carolina beat last week?
I mean,
South Carolina.
Yeah.
So the Tar Heels got more credit for beating South Carolina than Duke got more credit for beating Clemson.
Well, I don't like the poll
North
anyway.
Carolina's 17th, Clemson's 25th.
Florida State should never be in your top 5. You got to earn your way up there to the top 5. Not all of a sudden a new season come around and
Terry, they got 3 first place votes.
I could care less.
That's because they beat LSU like a drum.
I don't care. Okay. I can see being in your top 25, but you shouldn't be number 5.
When people apply for a job here, do you screen the application?
Where was they ranked?
Or do you just give them a job?
Where was
Terry?
Where was
that was a
Come
top
on.
5. Terry, that was a top 10
Who is
matchup, and they won.
LSU?
Oh my God!
Well, preseason Florida State was
Did they not
8.
like have a national championship?
How many losses did LSU have last year, Tom?
3.
Okay. So Florida State should jump all the way up into your top 5 for beating LSU.
LSU had a good team, Terry. They were ranked like 6th or 7th, and Florida State beat them.
You lost 3 games. That's not elite.
We're not talking about this.
That's not elite.
We're talking about last year. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. So when you come into this year and Florida State lost a few games last year, and all of a sudden you are like, oh, they're number one. They're up here at the top.
They beat LSU like
we
a
do
drum.
the same thing with Georgia being number one.
So who
because
should be
they
number
won.
5? NC State? Should we put number 5?
No,
NC State?
I think if you're not in the top 25, you ought to earn your way up there.
They did
not jump.
They defeated a top 10.
Okay,
ranked
watch what happens. Okay, Florida State's not going to go undefeated. How far are they going to fall when they lose?
Well, they were ranked 8th.
Who's going to beat them?
Yeah, they were ranked.
Who's gonna beat
8th
them
before last week?
Oh, he don't know who's going to beat them. He knows they're going to lose, but
Show me their schedule.
Well, you're the one talking like you know it all. Pull up the schedule.
Come on.
Pull up Florida State's schedule, and we're going to
Southern
figure
Miss.
out when Florida State's going to lose.
They're
We're gonna
at
figure
Boston
this-
College.
we're
That
gonna-
will not be easy.
Tear that. This is like 3 years.
So Florida,
You're right.
LSU's garbage.
You're right.
But Boston College now.
They
that's
have to
gonna
go
be
to
a tough
Boston
one.
College.
When you go up to Chestnut Hill, it's a tough battle. You're out of your mind, Terry. You're out of your mind.
Okay, if they get beat,
All
don't
right,
walk
Southern
in here
Miss.
that next week.
They got Clemson. Clemson's not very good.
At Clemson.
They're not going to lose there. They're going to beat Virginia Tech. They're going to beat Syracuse. Duke might give them a game, but they'll beat Duke. Wake Forest, they don't have the quarterback anymore. Pittsburgh, Miami. There's 2 ranks. There's 2 ranked teams left on their schedule.
And those might be questionable rankings.
Yeah.
Oh, and then who do we have? North Alabama. Oh, great job.
Terry, we're looking for a team that's
They can
going to
beat 'em.
beat Florida State.
Well, we know Florida's no good.
Terry, who's going to beat Florida State?
All right. Boston College will be tough. You can sit here and tell me this all you want to.
But
Wait
you
and
just
see.
said
Wait and
LSU
see.
was trash.
Wait
you
and
just
see.
said LSU was trash. You
And
just said
them
it.
going to
You
Boston
just said that.
College and going to Clemson, those 2 right there, you better watch.
Terry, you're out of your mind.
All right. So back to the top
Okay.
25. All right, we're complaining about the writers. Have you looked at the coaches poll? Have you looked at the coaches poll, guys?
No, I have not.
Terry?
I don't even want to look at it no more because I didn't like it when they threw Florida State all the way up to number 4.
Terry, look where Clemson and Duke is ranked in the coaches poll.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
Clemson is ranked ahead.
Well, I mean, you
Of
failed.
Duke.
Okay.
You were so high
Clemson is ranked
Surely the
ahead.
God you ain't going to drop
That's-
out
that-
of it.
that's-
It's not-
because that
it's
weighted
not-
thing we're
it's
talking
not-
about.
Yeah, it's because it's weighted. It's
Yeah,
not
but
like
you're
it's-
not going to fall out of it.
It's not like
Right.
it's well, hold on. It's not like it's week 7 and we've got all these
hold
games.
I don't even want to
Hold
hear
on.
it. If that had
Hold
been
on.
Ohio State and they would have played last week and lost to Duke, Ohio State would have went from number 9 to number 12.
That's about right.
No,
I was thinking
wrong.
11.
That's exactly
False.
what would have happened.
False. But
Yes,
anyway,
no, that's the
false.
truth.
But anyway,
how
this
can
thing
you write
is
how can you write about with Duke behind Clemson?
Kevin. Before we move on, Boston College 2022 record 2-6
and
in
they
the
beat
conference,
State.
3-9 overall. Basically trash, but that's going to be a tough game. But LSU's not
You missed
because they
part.
lost
They
3
beat
games in
States
the
that Terry thinks
SEC.
are good.
You're out of your
No,
mind.
it's not.
You're crazy.
LSU was never good.
Quit smoking meth, man. You're crazy.
I'm telling you.
But
LSU.
these
That's
are
the
coaches.
most craziest thing you've
Look,
ever
these are
said.
coaches that put Clemson ahead of Duke.
Well, Dabo Swinney one time, I remember when Ohio State beat him in the playoff, Dabo Swinney ranked him at like 12.
So if you're a coach,
Ohio State.
and so if you're a coach of any other team that decides one of the elite teams, and you see that, and you know you dominated that game, you should have shut them out. And you dominated Clemson, and your fellow coaches still say they're better than you. I know these rankings don't mean anything and whatever, but if you're Duke, if I'm the Duke coaches, I call these other coaches and be like, "Look, guys, you doing this hurts you too."
But it's
It's insane. It's not fair. That
yeah,
is
but
much-
it does kind of. Let's just throw a hypothetical out there that Duke. Like I said, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying this hypothetically, Duke runs the table. They got started so defaulted back down, they would never get up into that top.
If they go,
does that make sense?
If
Is that
they go
fair?
undefeated and win
Yes.
the ACC, Duke's in the playoff.
You think so?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
about
that
that.
depends.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that.
They put TCU in last year, guys. Come on.
Well, that's why I said it depends, though, Tom. If you got 2 or 3 other undefeated teams and that they
And where did TCU start in the
Everybody
beginning?
last year didn't. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Tom's right, but he's also a little nuanced as far as if the other teams have losses too,
Right.
the ACC will get propelled upwards, and you need that. If you have undefeated Ohio State, undefeated Georgia, there's 2 teams going. If Alabama's got 1 loss, there's 3 teams gone. So now you got the rest of the country fighting for that one spot. Are they going to give it to Duke?
My deal is this:
undefeated and ACC champions.
They said it last year they wouldn't do it if it was like
that's what I'm saying.
Florida State or even one
undefeated ACC champions.
They talked about it all last year. It didn't
I
matter.
think they're going to send a little Nicky home again.
What's Duke's?
If he's only got one loss,
What there it is.
Send
They
him
play
home last
Lafayette
year.
today.
Is this Duke's schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, thank y'all. I was
They
supposed to
will
ask you to
beat
pull up
Northwestern. They will beat UConn.
the very tough game at Notre Dame.
UConn will be harder than what
They got a
You got to
three.
tell me a Duke that beats 1, 2, 3 ranked opponents and wins the ACC championship will not be in the championship game. I beg to differ.
They beat Florida State.
They won't go undefeated. I can tell you right now, they're not going undefeated.
If they
No,
beat-
I didn't say. I was saying that. I was just saying that
Hypothetically,
if what would happen, just because
They
they
at
got
least
started so
gonna have
low.
two or three losses.
And then that begs the question is, what if these ranked teams for the ACC like the Tar Heels did last year, they tanked, started ranked.
Yeah.
That affects you at the end too.
Well, LSU was ranked what last week?
5,
and they fell to 14. How come they didn't fall 16 spots?
All I know is
Tell me that.
Ohio State gave up.
They
3
didn't fall
points.
but 9.
After their coach said they was
State
going to
gave up
wax
3
Florida
points. And
State.
if you give up 3 points in Kevin's poll, like you go to number 1 from the get go, and they dropped 2. So I'm tired of hearing this Ohio State garbage. Well, if they get beat by Duke, they'd only drop 1 spot. They won by 20 on the road again.
The ACC has won more national titles than the Big Ten has ever won here lately.
Terry, they won by 20 on the road in a conference game and dropped 2 spots.
So that's the problem, I think. You make the argument that you dropped 2 spots. I make the argument that every week you should wipe out. You should even look at last week's poll and look at look at the actual what the resumes are. Like last week's poll should not matter whatsoever to me, especially after week 1. Preseason poll shouldn't even matter. You should go in and be like,
clean slate.
Nobody should go in there and write down Duke over Clemson right now in anything. In anything, 28-7 should have shut them out. And then I don't like that. Oh well, they fell in the poll. Well, it's just it's if I don't think you're number 1 this week, like say if you do not play good against Indiana.
But you're basically saying there's a bias.
There is.
I'm just telling you that there's not 100% evidence of that. Why could a team win a conference game on the road by 20 points and drop by 2 spots if there's some kind of bias
You got
against
jumped. You didn't drop. You got jumped.
My deal is this: how
if
many
you got jumped, you dropped. They go hand in hand. They dropped. They dropped from 3 to 5.
How many snow-covered people?
No,
It's a fact.
No, real quick. Again, but you're on the fact that you think you've earned that spot and can't lose that spot. That was just a preseason guess of what people think you are.
Yeah, but
so after game 1, y'all beat Indiana, Florida State beat LSU. Who should be ranked higher?
I'm not arguing that.
That's what I'm arguing. Who should be ranked higher? And that's what I'm saying.
Well, definitely Florida State should be
higher.
ranked higher. But what you're trying to say is, well, Ohio State was ranked ahead of them and they won, so they can't be passed. And there's evidence to the contrary.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't like that at all. I think you should be able to drop from 1 to 20 or 2 to out of the LSU should be ranked this week.
Yeah, but you tried to say that they wouldn't do it. You tried to say they wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do what?
Like if a team's ahead of you, it's like, well, they didn't lose, so we're not going to.
They didn't do it.
Well, I'm with him. What he's saying. LSU fell to 14th. They should have fell 16 spots like Clemson did. They should have failed.
If you lost last week in week 1, you should not be ranked. Period. 50 teams won. 50 teams won.
And what Duke didn't, but all of a sudden they ranked.
Well, Duke did win.
That's what I'm saying. But
He's saying they
but
didn't
now
lose.
if they beat Lafayette, if they lose to them, then it's the end of the
They
world.
ain't getting beat.
But if you would go to next week and they lose to Northwestern, Duke would not be ranked.
What did they do against Notre Dame last year? Did they play Notre Dame? No. Duke's losses last year at Kansas, at Georgia Tech in overtime, North Carolina by 3. Listen to their losses, y'all. A grand total of 8, 11, 14, and 16 total points last year in 4 losses. Only lost by 8, only lost by 3, only lost by 3, and only lost by 2. The Blue Devils may run the table, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this year, Tom, is the Big Ten still in separate conferences or divisions?
They
looked at the ACC
separated.
schedule, and they're back at they're all into one right now. So the ACC will be it's just going to be top 2 teams now, right? So we don't have to worry about divisions.
Oh, did we? I didn't know we went away from it.
Well, when you
No,
go to
I'm
the
just saying
standings,
that
that's
my
what
whole
it is.
deal is these people that are voting have no clue. If
Correct.
you all of a sudden you beat Clemson, oh buddy, we're good. We're jumping y'all right on one up in there. Come on, get real. You got to earn your way up there. Florida State should have to earn their way up to number 4. You wasn't preseason number 4. There's no way I can put you all the way up there.
See, Terry, you and me can make completely different arguments.
Well, I do.
You think you should be earned based on your preseason rankings.
He thinks a game at Boston College is tougher than playing LSU.
I know. But that's Terry,
I mean,
Terry, you're making the classic college football argument is that once you've been voted in that spot, you've earned that spot and can't lose it.
And basically what they do is they give the big teams modifiers on their preseason rankings.
Why is North Carolina ranked ahead of Duke right now?
Yeah, why?
That's what I'm saying. Explain that at all.
Why?
Yeah. They had a big Duke had a bigger win.
Because here we go again.
If we're going to go standing wise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It don't matter, Terry. We're going to take care of this today at 5 o'clock, baby.
We got a pretty easy schedule if you look at what we've got lined up. I mean,
well, I won't be able to watch it. Isn't the ACC network owned by ESPN?
Who's got I don't know. Who's got an easy schedule?
I need to look and see if it's on my new YouTube TV and see if I can watch it.
All I know is they need to straighten that stuff out. They're really making me mad.
I got YouTube TV Terry this week.
I don't know anything
$72 a month.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, all they're doing, as long as you keep letting this go, you're going to have a lot of people switching.
Carolina plays the Big Ten schedule after Al.
And don't come back hollering at me.
Minnesota, Pitt, and Syracuse. That's what they've got.
He's always got a little dig at the Big Ten.
Yeah, no,
he's always got a little dig at the
Well, it is.
Dig. I said they play the
Tom,
Big Ten.
y'all won one title since what, 2002? ACC's won more than that. But yet, every year we come into this.
Not the ACC.
Every year that we come in. I don't care.
Get it straight.
Wait a minute. Who won your only title?
And the rest
Who
of
won your
ACC?
only title?
Right.
Ohio State. Period.
But I'm not the one
Nobody
running my
else.
mouth like you do, like the ACC's, all that. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that your digs on the Big Ten and you're an ACC fan. It's just kind of dumb. But, but
it's not putting the Big Ten down. I'm just saying that if you go say what conference is overrated, y'all might be giving out more money, but you're definitely not overrated. You're underrated. Very underrated, way down.
All
You
right,
should
guys.
be like 4th or 5th.
The longest Power 5 streak without a top 10 victory. Longest Power 5 streak without a top 10 victory. You guys got any guesses on who that team might be? In fact, I'll give you a hint. Only one team in the nation has not beat a top 5 team since the year 2000. So it was in the 1900s. Only one team in the 1900s since the 1900s. Another hint. The team is an ACC school. So which ACC school is the only Power 5 team to not be a top 10 team in the Power 5? Longest streak. Any guesses? ACC? Since the 1900s? Zach, I know you're looking at it.
Yep, I am.
Terry, which team has not beat another top 5 team? And in fact, the latest team in the nation to do it was 2005. And I'm gonna take one team off your list. That was Virginia. So Virginia has the second longest streak. The longest streak in the nation without a top 5 is actually 77 years. It's been 1946 since this team has been a top 10 team.
Wow.
Terry?
ACC.
Y'all guys, who's y'all's guess?
I'm going to guess. I'm going to say Wake Forest.
Tom?
I don't know.
Huh? Vanderbilt.
The answer. Terry nailed it. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons have not had a top 10 victory since 1946, and they actually have a conference championship in the ACC. Terry.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Virginia 2005, Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes have the third longest streak, tied with Rutgers and Vanderbilt. Tom, there's your guess, so you were close earlier on.
Vanderbilt.
2007, Maryland 2007, and Kansas 2008. But the only team not to beat a top 10 team in the 2000s, or even since 19.
Think of this.
That Vanderbilt team
2
might have
from
been
the ACC, 2 from the Big Ten.
Charlie Choo Choo Justice on the opposite side of Carolina, maybe.
Wake Forest.
Vanderbilt, that might have been the Jay Cutler Is that the Jay Cutler years?
Well, that's the only year they won a game, so
Right.
maybe. I'm not sure.
I think they beat Florida that year.
Did they?
I think. No, it couldn't have been because I think Florida won the national title in 2007.
Shedeur Sanders is expected to make $3.8 million this season. He had 1.7 before the TCU game and got 2.5 after that in endorsement.
Panthers should just wait to get him next year.
That's before Joe Burrow made his contract extension. That was going to be $3 million more than Joe Burrow's base. So if you want to know where some of that money is, Caleb Williams' dad said they're not going to come out if they don't like who has the number one pick. Well, nobody said you're going to be the number one pick. First of all, did they? Shedeur Sanders maybe.
Yeah,
Travis
true.
Hunter maybe. And also, you never know about Drake May and these other guys. So that's where they were going with on the money wise with that. Let's see if I got any more college football news and notes before we get into our picks. Terry, what was our records last week?
I got him out there in the car. Zach won again.
You got him out there.
Yeah, he beat me by one again. I got to quit picking them nonchalants like I picked last week. Well, no, it wasn't. South Carolina State that I took just for the heck of it against the Charlotte.
Did we not pick the Colorado game?
No, we didn't.
I know. I don't think we did.
Because they popped up, and I'm like, how did we miss that one? I don't even know how we missed it. We looked on the thing.
I know we did.
I was like, how did we miss that?
One again by
We
one.
were picking spreads. What the spread was like 15 or something.
It might have been.
Well, my whole dealing behind that is Dion. Don't get me wrong. I hope the best for him. I hope he wins.
He's going to be a Cowboys coach in 2 years.
Oh, good God.
He is. You mark my words.
There's no way.
Vanderbilt, if you're just wondering, for you football nerds out there, Vanderbilt defeated you said it was a top 5 or top 10?
Top 10 from the Power 5.
Versus number 6 South Carolina on October 20th, 2007. They defeated them at South Carolina 17-6.
So here's a little audio from Utah, a Utah podcast. I know we don't get out there too much, and they're talking about the Colorado Buffaloes.
Come on.
And this is him talking about them before. Go ahead, Zach. Hold on. Oh, gotta hit that button. There we go.
Shoot, I should have looked it up to credit you, but they posted what the tickets are going for at Colorado.
Yeah, I
Did
saw.
you look at that?
Hundreds of dollars.
Just the single game tickets.
Like $580 a ticket.
Yeah.
To watch Arizona.
The range between games, of course, but like their opening game, the range is between like $500 and $1,000 for a single ticket.
If you're a Colorado fan listening, I'll just give you some advice. Don't buy those tickets now. Wait a little bit, because when you guys are 0-6, the tickets are going to be really, really inexpensive.
What has Sanders done? What has he done that would prove to be number 3 in the quarterback stacked conference that's coming up?
He played at a JUCO with his daddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that aged real well, didn't it?
Oh. Y'all reading all them words here.
He just went ballistic last week if y'all watched the game.
What has Sanders done? Oh, my goodness.
He threw some good balls, y'all. I'm serious.
Oh, he played well. But, I mean, you're also talking about a TCU team that didn't have their quarterback. He's gone. So you're talking about somebody else, and knowing that TCU gives up tons of points.
They said that quarterback last year was a starter for the season, and he got hurt, and the other guy came in and took him to the national championship. So should have been pretty decent.
Lordy.
I thought you were laughing at this guy.
No lie. They laughing at him right now.
When you start paying the players, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the transfer portal. Doesn't like to
He only got 3 out of for last year, I heard.
And here he is, Dabo Swinney, running down the hill. And you know what the worst job in sports has to be? Is this state trooper has to run with Dabo Swinney. Watch this guy. Here comes Dabo, and this poor cop, his job is run with this jackwagon on this field, getting attention. Well, his players are trying to run on the field. Here comes the head coach, and I'm the state trooper. I'm supposed to protect you, and you want to run around like this. And watch, the troopers with him. They got the video on him. You see that shadow right behind him? And there's the trooper. He had to run down the hill.
Dabo was a defensive
all
back,
the way with
so
him.
he could probably run a little bit.
He could just walk on the field and take his L.
Well, I've never been a Dabo Swinney fan, but it's kind of funny. They're calling for his head because of that loss.
What stupid Stupid.
He doesn't have Venables anymore. That's gotta hurt.
Like, if you win a national championship, you shouldn't be able to get fired unless you do something like fireable. Like losing football games shouldn't be a fireable. You only get one chance. Most schools,
that's it. That's it.
And now we're going to fire them.
Because Clemson was down for a while before he got there. I don't think people know. I mean, he's good at running his mouth. He's good at the show. I'm sure he knows what to tell those players to get them to come there.
But now Clemson's not one of them teams to go 8-3.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you cannot do that no more down there.
20 years ago they could have, but not now.
Well, they're gonna have to get used to it because they ain't got no name, image, likeness money in Clemson, South Carolina. Virginia State, did you see this? Tried to run the clock down to 0 on 4th down with a 3-point lead, and instead they ran and they ran a play out of their end zone, and instead of taking the safety, they come out of the end zone, got stopped on the 1, and turnover on downs with 1 second.
He sprints to the corner.
Throw it up.
Davis out of the end zone.
Wow,
and out of bounds.
Left.
Yeah,
is there time left?
Look at coach. He's like, did he just do that?
You see the Norfolk State players have ones.
Wow.
1 second on the game clock. Virginia State flags flew across the field.
Wow. Why would you not take the safety?
Why wouldn't you
it's
throw
not
it?
over yet.
Terry's made a good point, too. You could throw it in the upper deck.
That's what I'm saying.
And the clock's not over until the ball
and that
touches
was
something.
Jordan Davis in the game.
That is so dumb.
So that was your reserve quarterback in another.
The backup quarterback's in.
That's a big boy, too.
He got around. Right now,
Davis
you just throw it.
out of the end zone.
Wow,
and
there
out
was
of
1
bounds.
second left.
Is there time left?
There was 1 second.
So what happened?
The Norfolk State scored a touchdown.
That was 4th down.
Yeah, they scored a touchdown.
That was 4th down with 2 seconds left, and he runs out of bounds on the 2.
1 second on the game
Norfolk
clock.
State got the
Virginia
ball back
State
and scored a
flag
touchdown.
flew
won the
across
game.
field.
So there's your college. There's the porta potty stomper. Wow. Here's your. You'll like this. In case you want to follow the local power conferences, but no longer have any idea which one that is. Here's the map.
At least we're still regional.
Check out the ACC's got Northern California.
Unreal.
Look at the Big Ten. Y'all got every corner of the nation about. Bottom left, top left. You got Alaska. Alaska's in the Big Ten now? What is that?
I don't know.
I think somebody's messing with y'all.
All I know,
they put the Hawaii in the ACC.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
I had to show my wife that map where Alaska's down there by Hawaii.
Alaska's down there by Hawaii. Yeah, exactly. All right, I think I had one more, and then we'll pick some. So this is Brian Kelly. You know, a lot of people don't like him and how he acts and things. This is him letting his players know. So the word got out that he was leaving for LSU. He says, "Men, let me first apologize for the late night text, and more importantly, for not being able to share the news with you in person that I will be leaving Notre Dame. I'm flying back to South Bend tonight to be able to meet with you in the morning, but the news broke late today, and I'm sorry you found out through social media and news reports. I have more to share with you when we meet tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. For now, just know that my love for you is limitless, except for whatever LSU pays me, and I'm so proud of all that you have accomplished. It'll never be as much as that we've accomplished at LSU." I'm putting those words in there. "Our program is elite because of your hard work and commitment. It's not your program anymore, Ryan. You just said you were leaving. I will share more in the morning when we meet again. Again, my sincere apologies for not being able to be the one to share the news with you directly, Coach Kelly."
That's the reason I'm glad he got beat.
He's so caring. He's so caring. Now,
I mean, I hate to say that.
Now that's his words to his
trash.
players.
He's trash.
Here's his words in an interview a couple weeks ago, or this week. "I loved my time at Notre Dame. I have nothing but great memories there, but the whole landscape there is just different than it is here. It just is. There are priorities at Notre Dame. The architectural building needed to get built first. They ain't building the architectural building here first. We're building the athletic training facility first. We're in the midst of a $22 million addition to our athletic training facility. It's something I said we needed, and we went and immediately raised the money."
Then you get beat.
But listen to what he's saying. He's coaching college. It's supposed to be about education,
Oh, I
and
know.
he's complaining that Notre Dame was going to build a architectural building as opposed to a weight room for his football players to do squats in. This is the type of person he is. He always will be. And if you're trusting to go to that guy, LSU will be in the ground in a couple years if you guys aren't careful. That's one of those creepy.
He come out and said he was going to
football coaches.
He screwed Cincinnati too before he went to Notre Dame.
Yeah. Everywhere he's been, he's
won more games at Notre Dame than any other coach. He's got the record.
That's wild.
More than Lou Holtz.
That's wild. Lou was only there like 5 years. Wasn't he?
Lou wasn't there that long. Just
All
seems
right,
like he was.
Let's pick some games. Terry, what was our records again last week? Did you say? Do you remember? You said Zach won.
I said they was out there in the car, but I know Zach won by 1 over me, and that's on account I took South Carolina State.
Kelly said they was going to destroy Florida State, and
that was just to punish Tom, but I shouldn't have did that.
All right, we're going to start. We're going to start with a spelling bee today in Winston-Salem.
Northwestern and Wake Forest.
Close, Tom.
Vanderbilt.
In Wake Forest. He should be in their own, 1A conference, whatever it is. Charter school conference.
Vanderbilt's 2-0.
Wake Forest favored by 10 at home. Both these teams combined undefeated, 3-0, just like Notre Dame State. We'll get to that in a minute. Who you got, Tommy? The Commodores or the Demon Deacons?
I like Wake at home.
Terry?
I got Wake Forest also.
Zachary?
I got Wake Forest also.
Notre Dame at NC State. Raleigh, North Carolina day, 80 degrees. The Fighting Irish and the Wolfpack. I hate that. If I'm going down to Chapel Hill, that means there's going to be a bunch of cars down there for these Fighting Irish people come down there and watch State play. Ugh. Anyway, Zach, the Irish or the Wolfpack in an ACC matchup?
Irish is only favored by 7.
Nice.
I'm going to go with NC State at home.
Irish is favored by 7 on the road. Number 10 in the country. Tommy.
Notre Dame.
Thought you didn't ever pick Notre Dame.
I hate Notre Dame, but I'm not picking State.
I see you doing one of them things I did last week, and you're going to lose.
Terry, who you pick?
Go ahead.
North Carolina State.
North Carolina State gets
They got
embarrassed
Hartman.
at home.
They got Hartman that used to play for Wake Forest. He's 0-2 at North Carolina State. He's not beat them there. Only time he beat them was over at Wake. So.
Yeah, because it's the same team, Stupid.
That's not stupid. That's talking about your quarterback back there. We know what he's going to do.
Virginia Tech favored by 2 at home in Blacksburg over Purdue. Tommy?
Virginia Tech will be tough to beat there. I'm going to go with Virginia Tech.
Zach?
I'm going to go with Virginia Tech at home.
Terry?
Me also taking Virginia.
70 degrees there. Nice day.
No spread on
There's Boston College.
There's not even a spread on that one.
Who are 0-1, but they're going to be a tough test, for
Tom,
Florida
why don't
State.
you just sit back and wait?
James Madison is favored by 6.5 points on the road at Virginia. Don't tell me App State shouldn't be in one of these conferences if James Madison, one of our old rivals in the 1AA, is favored by 6.5. Where's James Madison at exactly? Y'all know?
It's up in.
It's in Virginia.
Well, I know that.
Y'all make your pick.
God, what's the city? What's the town? I'm losing my mind. Go ahead.
don't
Zach?
Virginia.
Tom? Harrisonburg.
I'm going with James Madison.
Harrisonburg,
I'm
Virginia.
going with Virginia.
I've actually been by the stadium on vacation on 1 year anniversary. I went to Harrisburg, Virginia, Tom.
That's a great place to go.
There's South Carolina State.
They got a nice little resort up there.
It's on my bucket list.
It's pretty neat. Is where we went. So, did anybody pick James Madison?
Tom did.
Tom, the only smart one in the group, I guess. James Madison.
We've seen his picks before.
Well, I can't believe y'all. Virginia's. Should they just be fired for that? Whoever the coach or athletic director is.
I tell you what.
If you're the president of the school and you look at the lines and be like, why are we underdogs at home against James Madison?
Because they can't get anybody to go up there anymore.
That's insane. Harrisburg, Virginia's got a better football team than Charlottesville does now. All right, another ACC matchup. Well, ACC is SEC. Is that where Texas A&M is now?
Yeah.
Is that correct? A&M of Texas, the Aggies are favored by 3 in Miami. Zachary.
Texas A&M.
Terry?
Miami.
Texas A&M always craps the bed in early season non-conference, don't they? Give me Miami.
Pittsburgh favored by 6.5 against Cincinnati today in Pittsburgh. 83 degrees, Zach.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Tom?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
How come we skipped Appalachian State, Carolina?
It's a big spread.
Point spread.
So what? We're not picking that?
Do you want to pick 19-point spreads?
That's not our fault. We didn't make it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you don't want to pick the Carolina app game. You've been talking trash, Coach Pruitt. You got them in there. How many points going to beat them by? But now you don't want us to pick the game.
Watch this, Zach. I got app. Zach Scott, Carolina. All right, Tom. You got app.
I might have taken app.
This is like picking state games. I'll take app. Everybody else takes the other team.
After that attitude, I think I'll just take Appalachian State.
We might get drubbed today.
Oh, look at him now. He's talking all that jack.
Nah, Kobe Paysauer's getting shut down today. I don't know if Kobe's guys listen.
Pursuer. That's what they call him. Pursuer. How much are these guys making for these big networks and they can't say Paysauer? Pursuer.
All I gotta do is ask somebody or look at the pronunciation guys.
Idiot.
Right.
Idiots.
S-O-U-R is sour, is it not?
Yeah. Pursuer.
Florida State's favored by 31, Tom. You want to do that one, Sonny?
Just scroll down. It's a local game. That's all. Okay. It's a local game. You've been running your mouth about it the whole show. And then you scroll. He scrolled through it like it wasn't there. Did you see that?
It's 19
He scrolled through it like it wasn't even there. Like, well, just keep
all
on
right, next
going.
game we pick
Big game.
Youngstown State and Ohio State, Zach. Who you got? These are the games Tom wanted to do.
No. Now you're getting stupid. No,
What are you talking about?
Stupid.
The big one's
$14. You can get a ticket.
big
to
one's sitting
Horseshoe.
right down there third.
Yeah.
Colorado and Nebraska.
They won't sell out that game.
Nebraska at Colorado, tickets as low as $304 today.
Dion is
66 degrees in Boulder, Colorado.
Colorado's going to wax Nebraska.
Terry?
All I had to do was watch last week. Matt Rule blows a game, so Colorado.
Dion ran his mouth too much. Nebraska goes in there.
Oh, Lordy.
Like what Tom just
that place is going to be rocking.
So Tom, I'm gonna say one thing about that. A lot of people have been saying that about Dion. But there's one thing I know about Deion Sanders.
He can run his mouth and win.
He has backed it up
He
his
says,
whole life.
He says, I bring receipts. That's his, that needs to be a shirt.
Look,
we bring receipts.
But Dion ain't playing, man. Now Dion
and that Hunter boy's playing.
Now Dion could run his mouth and beat you. Now I will say that it didn't matter.
Now,
he'll run his mouth and he'll beat you. But he ain't playing.
That
today.
Travis Hunter's playing. He's playing both sides.
He ain't playing today.
Playing Ironman football out there.
We are playing Nebraska. Just remember all that. 26 losses in the last 5 years.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Yeah,
when they
it's gonna
are
be
leading,
they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns.
I wouldn't pick.
They will blow.
I wouldn't pick
even
Matt,
if they win, and they're gonna
do
blow
anything. I can't believe.
I'm picking Nebraska.
Are you?
Okay.
I told you I picked Nebraska.
That's good. I'm proud for you.
I'm proud.
66 degrees at that game. That's gonna be nice.
Tom, I'm gonna give you a chance to change that before we go. You're sticking with Matt Rule on the road in what's probably going to be the loudest building in America today.
Dion's run his mouth too much. Telling you, man. This billboard material. It's been billboard material all week for Nebraska.
The only problem I have with Dion is this. He's not going to score 45 all year long. He can forget that. That's not going to happen. He's going to face defenses that's going to stop him. It's just not going to be today.
So guys, tell me if Colorado's just going to beat the brakes off Nebraska, why is the spread only 3?
I'm not saying they're going to beat the brakes off of them. I'm just saying I would never bet on Matt Rule to do anything, much less win on the road.
Matt
today.
Rule was a professional football coach, man.
Okay, and he should have won last week, a game that he had control of.
They got a tough schedule, though.
Freddie Kitchens was a professional football coach, too.
He lost to Minnesota. He had them beat.
Freddie been in the kitchen a lot.
Did you see he got the win for North Carolina last week over South Carolina? What they was giving him the credit for it.
What is he? Is he the
knew
OC?
all the plays. He was at USC last year and then came to Carolina this year, and so he knew all the plays and sets. And so Freddie Kitchens is getting the big credit for the victory.
So what is he for Carolina, the OC?
Who knows? Donut delivery
Yeah.
specialist, as far as I know. He didn't do anything in Cleveland. This is Colorado's schedule: Nebraska, Colorado State, Oregon, USC, Arizona State, Stanford, USC, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, and Utah. There ain't no Youngstown States
No,
on that
there's
schedule,
not.
is there? No Western Carolinas.
I mean, he will lose coming up at Oregon. He will lose.
They only won one game last year.
Can you
So
imagine them
he's
playing
already
Oregon?
he's already matched that tally.
Dion didn't make that
71-66.
You know why there's no
Oregon?
Youngstown
Oregon
State? Because
and-
Colorado is the
Heck
Youngstown
yeah.
State.
Both of them will never stop
That's
each
why.
other.
We just did that one. Michigan's favored by 38. Iowa State. The Buckeyes favored by 4 on the road
The
at
Hawkeyes.
the Cyclone. Oh,
The
yeah.
Hawkeyes.
The Hawkeyes. It's all the same.
No, it's not.
Favored by 4. Yeah, y'all are pinto beans. And they're animal.
It's a
Iowa.
tree.
It's a what?
It's a tree.
Oh.
He's just over there. He cracks himself up.
I do.
Sits there and tells
Y'all don't have a
himself jokes.
mascot. Your
You know
logo is a pinto bean.
If you
Tom.
can make yourself laugh, you could just stay home all day and just tell yourself jokes.
Your mascot's a pinto
Oh
bean.
my gosh.
Our mascot is a nut from a tree, which is a little silly.
It is.
But it is what it is. We're the Buckeyes.
They always tell you to have one of them in your pocket, Tom.
So which one?
Says the tree nut leads y'all out to the.
Don't be hating on Brutus. Don't be
I
hating on
mean,
Brutus.
come on.
Don't be
I
hating on
can't.
Brutus.
B
I
is for
can't.
Buckeye.
Yeah.
Brutus
In
the
Ohio
Buckeye.
alphabet.
See, that's the difference between Ohioans and you guys. We actually know the alphabet.
Y'all make up your own alphabet.
We
This is
actually
an
know the
Ohio
alphabet.
written by Marcia Schlongberg and Bruce Langton. What does that say? Oh, Buckeye, look at that pinto bean. All right, let's just like the coach. Oh, I didn't pop up like I wanted it to. Who's that?
That's gosh.
Boss Hog.
No. It was the gosh, the coach that was before Cooper.
Earl
Why is his name
Bruce.
Earl Bruce.
I know way more about Ohio State.
Man, it's,
football than you.
I had a blank, drew a blank on Earl Bruce, man.
B is for
Been a while.
Bruce.
All right, who y'all got? Iowa
I'm
State.
going with Iowa State. They're playing at home.
Terry,
I'm going to take Iowa.
Tom.
Iowa.
All right, how many games is that?
You need 3 more.
3 more. Well, Charlotte's
Yeah, that's
24
kind of a
point
little bit
underdogs
spread,
today.
yeah.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's pick that one. I got to get a win there.
Tulane and Mississippi. Ole Miss favored by 7.5 on the road
Ooh.
at Tulane, who's number 24. So 20 versus 24 in this matchup.
Tulane's been playing better ball in recent years. I'm going with Tulane.
Let's look at the ticket price on that bad boy.
$118.
It should be. I mean, that's a pretty local matchup.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
That's probably.
I'm gonna take Ole Miss.
Those schools probably aren't too far. A few hours away from each other.
Texas and Alabama. Tom, did you pick?
Yeah, he
I
picked.
did pick. You weren't
Texas
paying
and
attention.
Alabama. Alabama favored by 7. Crimson Tide and the Longhorns, Tommy.
You hate to do this, don't you, Sean?
Does Alabama ever? I mean, does Nick Saban ever lose to his assistants? He
Once.
never.
Ain't it been once?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice? Okay.
I'm going with little Nicky. He's at home in his little. He likes his little home, his little cave there. Little Nicky.
I'm also taking Alabama.
Unfortunately, I am too.
Well, after Brian Kelly took the L last week at Florida State, he gets Grambling this week. So
That'd
good
be a
job-
tough task.
Good job there. You stupid. What a stupid sport. Yeah, Mississippi, Arizona.
Who's Kent State playing? Trent might be listening. Who's scroll down? Kent State.
Well, we probably can't
I'm in the
find that
Pac-12
conference.
right now. What
We
conference
had
are they
Kent
in?
State. I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
Please.
They're in the MAC.
Utah's at Baylor, favored by 7. Zach,
Oh, Utah's winning that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Utah.
Tom,
Utah. and Baylor.
Utah.
Wisconsin's favored by 5 at Washington State.
That Washington State beat them last year.
I'm gonna go with Washington State. At home.
You went with
At
the
home.
loser. Fickle's got them playing. You know,
only a 5-point
former
spread.
Ohio State guy. Fickle.
Is that it, Terry? Is that how many games you need?
No, I'm taking Wisconsin. Tom took Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say you don't need more games, do you?
No, now I need another one.
Oh, gosh almighty.
You did that.
Kent State.
Why didn't you tell me you were done when I got to where I was?
Well,
going?
you kept on going.
Good grief.
He doesn't listen.
No.
Kent State is playing.
There's a one-point spread
Kent
right there,
State
Kevin.
and Arkansas.
Well, that's not even
All
funny.
right. UTEP at Northwestern. Northwestern favored by 1 at home against Texas.
It's a wonder they're favored any
Yeah,
games.
Northwestern is in disarray. They looked awful. Gosh, who did they play last week and got
I don't
stomped?
know. They did not look good. Just highlights.
All right.
Draw the blank who
Tickets are
played.
$3 today. Who you got, Zach?
UTEP. Wow, $3.
There are more letters in UTEP than it costs to buy a ticket.
$3. It costs more for a Gatorade at a high school football game.
It's like 80 cents a letter to watch a UTEP.
$3. I can go to
Northwestern,
the greater Chicago area, and watch that game.
It's kind of hard for me to go against them twice. I'm going to take Northwestern playing at home. I don't know whether they can fix what the problem is, though.
No, they had the hazing scandal.
All right, who you got? Let's go.
Northwestern.
All right, we'll be back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Up to 5.10% APY. APY is the annual percentage yield. Minimums apply. NCUA insured. For more information, go to carolinafcu.org. Again, carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union. They treat you like family because you are. It's the all-new Nissan of Shelby, where they do the right thing. First time, every time. Nissan of Shelby now has new management, plus a big new inventory with new prices, giving you a whole new customer experience. Check their amazing lineup. Nissan Rogues and Muranos, and trucks like the Nissan Frontier and Titan, plus a wide range of pre-owned vehicles with special rates and pricing. Come to the all-new Nissan of Shelby, 631 South Post Road, right off Highway 74 East in Shelby. Online at nissanofshelby.com. When dealing with pests, I call the best. Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control has been voted the best pest control company for 12 years running. Contact Neeline Cole today at 704-434-9411. Again, 704-434-9411. Don't settle for the rest. Use the best. Neeline Cole Termite and Pest Control, 704-434-9411.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha Wave Runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2022 VX Series with audio packages, the much-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner Country. See one today at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Laurel.
And we're back on Sam Morris Sports. That was against me. Sorry, I was eating my
He
breakfast.
said, sorry he missed the break, Tom, because he was finally eating his McDonald's breakfast to let us know that we were back from break.
Big week.
But why am I getting drunk texts from Terry when we all had Detroit in the playoffs?
That was me. I thought I was the only one that picked them. It was Kevin that didn't.
Y'all did not have Detroit in the playoffs.
I
did.
I said we all.
I thought it was just me and Terry.
Detroit in the playoffs.
I knew Kevin picked the Vikings. I was trying to figure out who Tom picked, but good job, Tom.
Well, one thing
Give you
about
credit for that.
last week, I'll tell you, Zach went 8-3. I went 7-4. Tom 6-5.
I won
in
2
college.
weeks in a row for college and NFL.
You did well. Just don't count me picking one dumpy.
I'm just not.
You need to let JP in on those picks.
I just don't want to get drunk texts anymore from you guys. I was like, what are these guys saying?
Terry, is he okay?
What?
Me and Kevin was talking about the game at at church the other day, and Kevin was like, "There's no way they're going to beat Kansas City."
Well, they had the dropsies.
Well,
they did have the drop.
wait,
They did. That is a fair assessment.
Let's back up.
Still got to play the game. Still got to play the game.
I don't care. That's why you play.
And that coach that Detroit has makes them believe in themselves.
Exactly.
I believe that. I really believe that.
I do.
Remember
too.
when he first got there and the screaming idiot press conference?
Yeah.
Everybody thought,
Yeah.
God, they're in trouble, but
They believe in him.
That right
Yeah, that's awful.
Is a Detroit touchdown.
Again, they have scrub receivers in Kansas City.
They dropped first downs on the last drive.
well, you know why they got
dropped
scrub receivers in
that.
Kansas City? It's because Patrick Mahomes got to have $60 million.
That's it.
In addition to all his little commercials.
That's how come
and he's
Hill
doing out
and all
there.
them other people have left.
It's going to catch up with
It
you
is.
eventually.
It's going to happen in Dallas.
They need to do the Brady rule where you take way less and get good players.
So right now,
Aaron Rodgers rule, him going to the Jets this year.
Right now, Kansas City is on the clock for the number one pick in the draft. Do they go with Caleb Williams or Drake May and let Mahomes go, Tom?
I mean, that's
I'd give him
that's how stupid people are.
That's what I've heard the last 2
Have you?
days.
Is that really for real?
What?
They've said that?
Yeah, they're on the clock.
Oh my god!
Right now, they got. Well, y'all are putting Detroit in the Super Bowl for winning this game. So if they're that good, you got to take.
They'll win that division.
Y'all got them in the
I
Super Bowl.
sent y'all a
I know
picture of
you don't,
somebody
Terry.
saying I'm looking
You've
at
got
you.
them in the NFC Championship game, losing to Dallas. I know where you have Detroit.
Okay, there we go.
I know exactly where you.
Well, I'm just saying that Kansas City's still going to win some games. But if you don't have
who wins more games, Kansas City or Detroit?
Detroit plays a weak
Ooh,
division.
I don't know. Check and see who all they play. You got to think that division is terrible.
Detroit plays a weak division. And the NFC's weak.
All right. They won by 1 point.
Say one wins 10,
over
one
a
wins
team
11.
Without its best offensive or best defensive player, and 40 drops from the receivers. And if any of those are caught, the game's over. If that right there's caught, if that receiver right there smacks the ball down to the ground, they win the game. If he don't try to catch it, he just smacks that pass in the ground, they win the game. That's how. And we're talking about what Detroit's in the NFC Championship now. All Kadarius Stoney had to do was let that hit him in the face.
Who
and they
said
won.
Detroit's in the championship game?
Terry. He just said it.
No, you said he said that.
Right.
You're such
Everybody always throws words in my mouth.
Oh
Tom.
God.
So all
Let
y'all
me
got,
say
wait
it
a minute,
first.
all y'all got Detroit winning it, but you got them losing in the first round. Is that what we got? Do any of you got them winning a playoff game? Because y'all got them in the playoffs, and we're about to do that in a minute. We're about to pick them. Y'all remember that? Remember where you got them. Kadarius Stoney finished last night with 1 receiving yard, negative 1 yard rushing, 4 drops. One of the drops was the pick six. May have been the worst skill performance ever by a wide receiver, according to that one. Let's see, I'm going to get all the way back to the...
Quit throwing it so hard.
Do what? Quit throwing it so hard?
It's Mahomes'
Is that what
fault.
he's doing? But, you know, that is a thing. But, all right, so... couple of news notes. I'm gonna go through all this stuff. Though we got to talk about that baseball day. Golly, I didn't NASCAR. We're gonna go all the way from the start. There's the porta potty war. All right, Browns have never had a 1,000-yard receiver in back-to-back seasons. Tom, did you know that?
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, name a great wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns.
Amari Cooper.
Ozzie Newsome was a tight end.
Cooper.
He was.
He's the only one.
Amari Cooper's got a chance this year to be the first one in team history for the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, I will say this seriously. I'm a great wide receiver. I got a chance to get 1,000 yards. Where are you going to go? Oh, Cleveland, where it's cold and windy and we run the ball in December. I mean, come on now. Running backs, yeah, we're going to have some good running backs, but wide receivers, not so much.
All right, so emergency quarterback rule. Third quarterback rule, short version. The third quarterback must be on the team's 53-man roster. He can't be elevated from the practice squad. He can enter the game if both the QB1 and 2 are unable to play or were ejected.
QB1 or QB2 could re-enter if they are cleared to return. The third quarterback can't come in because QB1 or QB2 are playing poorly. The third quarterback can only play quarterback. He can't be used in a wildcat. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will be applied if anyone else takes the snap while the third quarterback is on the field.
That's my job.
What?
Right there. I want to be the third string quarterback.
So they're going to
I think
let
that's
you.
a dumb
They're
rule.
basically going to let you activate an extra guy to be the third quarterback.
There's a guy standing there on the sidelines in case the first two get hurt.
Yeah.
He can go in the game.
Yeah. Think of that. They both have to be hurt. You cannot come into the game unless both of them are hurt.
Or you can make it real simple and just expand from 46 to 47 guys and not have all these silly rules.
Or go 54-man roster.
I'm 100% agree. They got enough money to do it.
But what
54-man roster.
What I'm
what the-
saying
yeah.
is it 53 guys on the roster? Then let all 53 dress out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, that is the dumbest. I mean, I know there's a reason for it, and somebody could educate me.
They
on
only
it.
pay 45 guys on game day. That's what's in the collective bargaining agreement. Those 8 other guys don't
So
get
you're
paid.
saying if I'm on the 53-man roster and I'm not activated for Sunday's game, I ain't getting paid?
You get paid on Sundays. You get paid for the games you play. So you get taxed. Like if you go to another state, you're getting taxed in that other state too.
Well, now, what kind of a guy is going to go set on the bench? I guess he can get more girls, maybe. For him standing on the bench knowing I'm not getting a dime. I put on all my gear.
He's probably getting paid if he's there.
There's got to be
That's
some
what I'm
kind of
saying. They
minimum
got to be
guys,
something.
right?
Guys are dressed. They're on their
They've
base
got to
salary.
be paid something.
Yeah.
They got a paid. They get a base salary though, right? I mean, they'd have to. They got to eat. You telling me I'm on a 53-man roster? If I'm not activated, I get $0.
I'm guessing that they do. They do. They're on. If they're active on the roster, they're just not active on Sunday. But there's something to do with the
Well,
way
they've
they
got to
pay
get
is why
paid
they
because
do that.
if you're on practice squad, it's $4.25.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a certain way that they've. I've watched them complain about like
$425,000.
Yeah.
Because
To be a practice squad player.
But they get paid by the week. Is the thing.
I think
so
I
I'm
could
not
do that.
exactly sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Are you all hired?
All right,
Are
guys.
y'all hired?
Betting favorites to be the first quarterback to lose their job this season. First quarterbacks to lose their job. I got 10 quarterbacks here. Who you guys think might lose their jobs this season?
Purdy.
He's not ranked in the top 10.
Deshaun Watson.
He's definitely not ranked in the top 10.
DTR, man. There's DTR craze in Cleveland. What are you talking about?
He's going to have to
Yeah, I know. I'm being facetious.
blow his knee out.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love's number 10 on players that might lose their job. Here's your
How in the
list.
world did he make the top 10?
Number 1, Baker Mayfield. Number 2, Sam Howell.
Sam Howell's not losing.
Number
How come
3,
Anthony
Ryan
Richardson's
Tannehill.
on this list?
Well, if a rookie plays bad in the first 4 games, you take him out. C.J. Stroud, Mac Jones, Desmond Ridder, Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young is at number 8. Garoppolo
Yeah, Baker Mayfield maybe.
is high betting. These are the betting odds in Vegas on who will lose their starting job first. Let's see. NFC South, Bucks, Panthers, 3 of the 4 teams are on that list. Let's see. Scroll up a little bit more. I got a couple more before we get into. All right, Terry, I know you're going to love this. We'll get to that last day. C.J. Stroud become the first rookie quarterback ever from Ohio State to start a season opener, Tommy.
First ever?
The first rookie quarterback from Ohio State
You didn't know
to
that?
start a
Tom?
season opener.
I thought Haskins started the season opener. I guess he didn't. Fields didn't start either?
No, they had the guy we got as a backup.
Dalton.
Panthers. Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
Dalton.
Yeah, Andy Dalton. Ravens D-line coach says their plan is to hit him as much as humanly possible. So there you go. That's their plans. This is a quick video, real quick. Zach, hit computer for me. Wait. You're good now. All right. This is a breakdown for you Lions fans and wondering why Jared Goff got traded for Matthew Stafford. This is a good breakdown for this.
It's 3rd and 12. It's a key conversion. Jared Goff is going to hit Josh Reynolds on the dig. Beautiful ball, pressure in his face. But all anybody wants to know is, hey, why is Amon-Ra St. Brown so open, and why didn't we throw him the football? Now, we didn't throw him the football because he's not in the progression. Here's how the concept here to this 3 receiver side works. Amon-Ra St. Brown gets to the seam and he runs it, trying to pull any safeties deep down the field. Sam Laporta is just going to sit down right here, control the underneath coverage. All of this so that Josh Reynolds can run the dig into the intermediate window, which Jared Goff wants to hit. He loves to throw the dig. So St. Brown's not in the progression. He's a clear out route. He's not in the read at all. He ends up so wide open because the Chiefs are in a pressure look, right? He might come. We end up getting L'Jarius Sneed off the edge. And because they have all these extra bodies on this side, the safety has to go and help out in coverage. They end up weird in coverage on the 3 receiver side. They have a DB for a receiver, a DB for a receiver, and then edge rusher George Karlaftis for a tight end. Weird, right? So this is supposed to be just man coverage across the board. No safety help. But when we run the play, watch how the switch release between St. Brown and Laporta affects this defensive back. He thinks he can give St. Brown away. Okay, if they're going to switch release, I'll take the new outside guy, you take the new inside guy. But it's George Karlaftis. He can't run with him on St. Brown, and there's no safety to help. So busted coverage. But Goff's not going to look at that. Goff's going to throw the digs. He wants to throw the dig, and St. Brown's not in the read.
Throw the ball!
Yeah, he did
Matthew
look at him.
Stafford became the quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams instead of Jared Goff. And one of the reasons was because he was such a creative passer. Now, against the Buccaneers in the playoffs, right? 27 points, 4 seconds left. They weren't in field goal range yet. And they dialed up a very familiar concept. They ran Cooper Kupp up the seam. And they had Van Jefferson on the dig. And they had Tyler Higbee switch release and sit down. This is the exact same concept. After the game, when they complete this pass to Cooper Kupp, Sean McVay calls it a for the love of the game route. Not in the progression, not in the read. But that's the thing about Matthew Stafford. He's a more creative passer. He's a more aggressive passer. And so when Kupp goes and runs this for the love of the game route, and he runs it so crazy, and he runs it so hard, and Stafford sees, Antoine Winfield's sitting kind of low, and the safety came here and drove down on this route concept. There's all the space here. You know what Stafford does in the playoffs? Just uncorks that sucker. And that's the difference between a Matthew Stafford and a Jared Goff.
There's your breakdown for Goff and Stafford kind of run the same plays. And one thing I kind of noticed about it is Goff's throw right here is I can see where the Rams come up and say, maybe we are going to go for Stafford because Stafford throws it sidearm and throws it further than Goff does and has more heat on this. This ball right here is, I know he's kind of getting hit, but there's nothing on it on that whatsoever. So I see where they're going for that. So there's a little breakdown of that. And finally, Terry, this is for you. The Dallas Cowboys have created an AI hologram of Jerry Jones where you can talk to him and ask him at the game. Talk to him at the games.
And I headed back to Dallas, and within a matter of weeks, I'd bought the Dallas Cowboys.
Why did you choose AT&T to be your naming rights partner?
The reason AT&T Stadium is AT&T Stadium is because to me, AT&T was like saying America.
So Terry, you want to sit in a room and interview?
And I wanted our Dallas Cowboys.
Jerry
America's
Jones.
I want him to be in the room.
You can do this at Cowboy Stadium. Go into a room and interview a fake Jerry Jones, Tom, and you wonder why they haven't been to the NFC Championship game in 30 years. The owner's doing things like this, and calling his grandson in the draft room. I just can't with them. It's one thing after another with Jerry. He loves him some Jerry, don't he, Terry? Huh?
I'm not saying
You
a word.
don't think he loves himself?
I know he does.
Who loves himself more, Jerry or Deion Sanders?
Deion.
You think so?
Yes.
Put them together, and it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Deion loves him some Deion.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's
They both have cowboy hats on.
Let's pick some NFL games. Yeah, he loves some Deion.
He's going to be the Cowboys coach. You mark my words.
He probably will. Panthers. Oh, yeah, we got to do our picks real quick. Forgot about that. Let's do this real quick. Let's do our playoff picks for this year. Then we'll pick this week's games. I want to get that in. All right. Where is my playoff picks? Here we go. Panthers and Falcons. Falcons favored by 3.5 in Atlanta. Zachary,
DJ Chark's out this week. I'm taking Falcons. I hate to do it.
you just picked him to go like
I
11
did,
and 6
but we don't
and
have,
win the division.
and Thielen's hurt too, so we don't have any wide receivers. So there you go.
I'm also
kind of stuck with it.
I'm also taking Atlanta.
Falcons.
Panthers for the win. I don't even know who a Falcons quarterback is, to be honest.
Ritter.
I know his name, but if he walked in right now, I wouldn't know who he was. If he's in, I mean, hey, you look like an athlete, maybe, but I don't know who you are. Bengals and Browns.
Here you go. This is
a big game. As Browns at home, I'm taking Browns at home.
Browns won 8 of 10 against Cincinnati. Browns win today. Terry?
Feed the beast.
Cleveland.
Feed the beast.
Yeah, I like the Browns at home, and Joe Burrow a little dinged up.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward has been cleared to play. That helps.
Feed the beast.
2 favorites at this table, Colts and Jaguars. Tom, Jaguars on the road, favored by 4.5. Who you got?
I like the Jags.
Terry?
At Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson, quarterback.
Yeah, I have to go with Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville's winning that division. People's talking about them having the 1 seed. So I'm picking Jags.
Colts at home in the Dome. Anthony Richardson will run for like a buck. He's Cam Newton. He plays just
He's
like
going
him.
to throw for 37%.
Buccaneers at Vikings. Vikings favored by 5. I got Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
Baker Mayfield shocks the world.
I got Minnesota at home. If it was at Tampa Bay, I'd take Tampa.
Baker Mayfield quiets the haters today.
I'd like to see it
tomorrow. Yeah.
Not.
Kevin, it's a big game for you.
I can't figure out what I want to pull.
You're high on both these teams, so
Yeah, I think both these teams are going to be pretty
I
decent.
think they're both going to be
Titans at
decent teams.
Saints favored
Should
by
be a good game.
3.
Might be one of the best games of the week.
I got Saints at home.
Saints.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Saints at home.
I'm going Saints at home. And we're going across the board to start it. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: it ain't gonna be fun tackling a fresh Derrick Henry
not.
on the turf.
It's not. And then they got the new quarterback. It's gonna be some learning curves.
So that's gonna be a close game. I think. All right, 49ers at Steelers. San
good game.
Francisco favored by 2 on the road.
Be a good game.
I got Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I take Pittsburgh at home on this one.
Tommy, $160.
$160
At
huh?
Acrisure
You can pick the
Stadium.
49ers.
Yeah, I'll take 49ers.
In a must-win game for Ron Rivera, they're favored by 7 at home against the Cardinals.
Who's playing quarterback for the Cardinals?
Josh Dobbs.
Dobbs
Who
is.
cares? I got Washington.
Yeah, I got Washington too.
Give me Washington.
I like the Cardinals for an upset.
You always do. No matter who's
It
the
don't
quarterback.
matter. I'm picking the Cardinals. I wish you were a baseball fan that way. Pick the Cardinals. Texans at Ravens. Baltimore favored by 10.
Baltimore.
And C.J. Stroud's
Yeah, Baltimore.
first
This will be
game.
an ugly game for the Texans.
Ravens for me.
C.J. Stroud shocks the world.
Oh,
You are
Texans.
kidding.
Tom's destined to go 6-10 this week. He's trying so hard.
Texans.
he said he was going to be tired this morning. I believe it.
He's by himself over here all alone.
Packers at Bears. Bears favored by 1.5 at home.
Here it goes. Jordan Love, say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Chicago wins.
Yeah, I say goodbye to $210 for tickets. Bears win.
I wish I had the replay up for last night when I told Will that y'all picked Detroit to win that division. How hard he laughed about fell out of his seat.
They said that his quarterback,
What the
Jordan, they said
heck?
Jordan Love barely can start
He
on the
wants
team.
us to pick a guy who finally gets to start.
I'm just
Finally.
telling you, he thought that was funny. Did everybody pick that game?
Bears. Bears.
Bears across the
It's
board,
up to
Kevin.
you.
Bears.
Packers.
Yep, I knew he was going to go with that one.
Raiders at Broncos.
That was a good game.
I mean,
Not
well,
really.
as far as the pack, Jordan Love might not be good, but you can't tell me Justin Fields is better right now. So I think that's an awful game altogether.
Yeah, but I took them because they playing at home.
I don't know. I took them because y'all 3 took the Bears.
Yeah.
Raiders at Broncos.
Take Russell. Denver.
At Denver, I'm taking Broncos.
Tom?
I like the Raiders. I like Jimmy G. Go in there and get a dub.
At the Broncos, their coach is Josh McDaniels. That thing's going to burn down so quickly. 3-14 right
It's kind
now.
of like the Ole Miss coach.
He is. Eagles at Patriots. Eagles favored by 4. New England.
Yeah. Philadelphia.
Yeah, I like the Eagles.
That defense is
Bill Belichick's
nasty.
got lady problems this week.
He does.
He might have a clear mind.
They're so worried about him and his girlfriend broke up over years. They're afraid she's going to release some information.
So I'm going Eagles.
He's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
Like everybody didn't know that already.
Dolphins at Chargers. Chargers favored by 3 at home over America's favorite new team.
Surprised they're favorite at 3 at home.
I'm taking Dolphins.
I am too.
Chargers.
The Dolphins are not going across the country winning this game. Chargers with the victory.
I do like the quarterback for Chargers.
Rams at Seahawks up the West Coast.
That's
Geno Smith and Matthew Stafford.
Right out of the gate. Look at the big
Seahawks
spread
favored
for
by
Seahawks.
5.
Give me Stafford.
Tom?
Rams.
I'm going Seattle.
I can't trust Geno.
I guess Seahawks at home as well.
Geno's not playing bad. Zach.
He didn't. I just can't.
He's not playing bad, but I think the Rams are going to bounce back this year.
After 11 hours under anesthesia.
Was that a true story?
Dak Prescott
Thought that was a joke.
got a new tattoo.
I thought that was a joke.
And they didn't tell his owner's GM. Well, his owner is GM. Didn't tell anybody about it and went under anesthesia for 11 hours to get a tattoo because he gonna hurt too bad.
I thought that was a joke.
So he had to go under. But anyway, they're favored by 3.5 in New York. $130 for tickets. Who you guys got, Tom?
Give me the Cowboys. I think they're going to beat the Giants.
Terry?
There's no doubt over here at Dallas.
I'm taking the Giants.
Giants might have a better running game start the season. I'll go Giants on this one. Monday night, Bills and Jets. The whole world will be watching. Aaron hosting the Bills.
Aaron.
I'm taking regular season Aaron Rodgers, but not postseason Aaron Rodgers. Jets.
Terry?
Oh, there's no doubt. I told you Jets going to start 0-2.
They very well could.
Tommy?
We got a tough first 6.
Bills.
Go Jets first game. Get them a win.
They are at home.
I'll get them a win first game. All right, we come back. We got to take a quick break. We come back. We'll finish up, give you guys a quick preview of NASCAR playoffs on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Have arrived at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. That's right, 3 big truckloads, and all come with a big 1-year manufacturer's warranty. Now it's the best time ever to buy. The warehouse is overstocked, and they've got to go. Get your new appliance today and save at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming up, and online at HendrickAppliance.com. Cold weather is on the way. Be ready with a stop in at Today's Pro in Shelby. From gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. With name brands like Menneson and Empire. A big inventory to choose from. And Today's Pro in Shelby does service calls too. Just call 704-600-8393. Again, 704-600-8393. For Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha wave runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2022 VX Series with audio packages, the most-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner Country. See one today at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Laurel.
Since 1995, Carolina Furniture Mart on North Aspen Street in Lincoln has been serving this area with the finest in home furnishings for every room of your house. with over 80,000 square feet of shopping. We're sure you'll find something you'll love for your home. Bedrooms, living rooms, dens, dining, plus a huge mattress and recliner gallery. Shop local, shop hometown, shop Carolina Furniture Mart, 644 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Online at carolinafurnituremart.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Eddie's Auto Parts in Lincoln, your locally owned CarQuest Auto Parts store, does it all when it comes to your automotive needs. Hey, did you know they can mix paint and match factory colors? And they'll go one step more. They can even put it in a spray can for you. Hey, it's grass cutting season. See Eddie's Auto Parts for your interstate lawnmower and tractor batteries. The absolute best battery on the market today. That's Eddie's Auto Parts, 2514 East Main Street in Lincoln, your locally owned CarQuest Auto Parts dealer.
Roll in to CarQuest and roll on.
And we're back there in the last leg of the race. They were looking like they're watching some baseball highlights.
But that ended the game, actually. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't hear you.
If wait, so.
Okay.
But is that the rule though? As far I was just concerned, wondering about is that right back foot, and I have to move before that front one like that?
I would have never called that.
No,
it's almost but in real time without slowing down, it's almost
Everybody that watched it in real time thought it was not a ball.
Right.
But
It's not a ball.
When you review it and do that,
It's still not a ball. Because I think his
close.
back foot starts pivoting back before anything of that front foot. See,
no, that
that's
front foot
not.
moved first.
Nah.
But here's my question though, because as a base runner, Terry, I'm watching. This is what I would do. I would watch the back foot, right? Okay, because it has to come off to come to me. So any other movement that I saw out of my peripheral, I would take off to second.
He doesn't have to step off to throw the first.
Okay, but the back foot has to move to come to first, correct?
Yeah, but he's got to just gain ground towards first.
But the back foot has to move to come to first, correct?
He's going to move both his feet.
Can you, Tom? Does the back foot? Can you just say yes because you know that's true? The back foot has to move for you to throw to first base.
In
You
other
can't
words,
throw
what
and
we're
leave it on the mound
basically
right here.
telling you is if that was me or Tom, I'd have never called it neither.
Right, but what I'm telling you as a base runner, what I'm watching is that my key is the feet. I'm not waiting for him to be set. I'm watching his feet. So when he comes, when he starts coming set, I'm watching his feet. So as a base runner, what I wanted to tell you is that when that front first moved, watch the base runner's feet. He's doing what I'm thinking. Boom. And he got stopped because that front foot moved before the back foot. So he's thinking that guy's going home with it. Because if I'm still in second and I'm looking at what I would do, I would look at the back foot. Any other movement moves, I'm taking off. So as a base runner, I'm not arguing. I don't want to argue the call. I just want to tell you, as a base runner, that's what I'm looking at. And that's why he got caught right there, because that front foot did move. So I just wanted to be like, as the runners, that's what you're talking on that one. All right, here's a pit stop there. Did you see this?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
That would be a bad day. No eyebrows.
All the lug nuts were on tight. All the lug nuts were on tight. Bush's pit crew here.
Where'd that come from?
Straight out the gas
It
tank.
had to be from that gas tank.
Yeah, but
he's lucky that gas tank didn't explode.
But give the guy who's putting it on watching. He stays with it, even with it coming out. Like right here, look, I'm staying.
They asked him about it. He said all he saw was fire out of the corner of his eye. He didn't know it was so big, he said. He just saw some fire blow out, so he just kept working.
Like, holy crap. Yeah, I got to get that on there.
Give him a bonus.
All right, this is the other night, the lights went out, and I was sitting there in turn 4 when the bottom lights were out, not the top lights. So the top lights you could see. And here's Brad Keselowski says, "What are we doing here?" And his spotter says, "They're going to red flag it." And he said, "I thought we all gave the thumbs up." And he said, "The 5 said no go." And Keselowski's response, "The 5, 90% of the dirt tracks he races at has less lights than this." And he's true. I can see across they race 30, 40 laps with it like that. And then all of a sudden, when the 5 gets in the lead, and he's the one that complains, and then they stop it because the leader had a problem. Now, how's the leader got a problem with being able to see? Ain't nobody in front of him. So the people, the folks in the stands were not happy because we could all see the track, see the cars right in front of us. Basically, the only thing that wasn't lit was like the 15 feet from the wall, from the inside wall, and nobody's racing there anywhere near there. So that was a big fun. All right, if you're the catcher, check out this one, Zach. Hold on. We're gonna do this. There we go. Check out the catcher on this one. He gets the signal from his coaches. Shakes his head like, oh my God. Just the call.
Oh, well, here it goes. Yes, yeah. He getting ready to toast this one.
He's throwing out. He's throwing down.
Yeah. Boom! That's it. Hey, I cannot believe you called that. Heck yeah.
I love it.
That's funny right there. I mean, he knows, like, good God.
Well, why ain't they letting the catcher call the game?
Yeah, should let the catcher call it.
Right. I mean, that's a problem.
There's a was it 38 in the A. Here's Kyle Busch wrecking people in Darlington. Zach Lee. Okay.
Goes all the way up the racetrack.
That's the big thing this week is Busch wrecking. Why is he wrecking 38 like that? All right, this fan. So have y'all seen this guy? He came to a baseball game. He travels. This is his first game in the city. He's from somewhere else, and he ends up interfering on a foul ball. And they find him and interview him, and he just lays out one of the best interviews ever, guys. Listen to this.
Tell us about that play and how it developed.
So pretty much, I'm out here with my son. This is our first ever game. We just moved here to Houston literally in January, and I just wanted to make the moment special for him. As a father, I feel like it's my job to make sure.
Now, real quick, notice the hat he's wearing, guys, and pay attention to the hat. This is what happens when you let a Kansas City fan out
best moments.
in the
I
wild.
apologize to the Astro organization. I didn't know it. Y'all gotta understand, when it's dropping down, it looked like it's coming directly to you. So I reached, and my body went for what I know. But we did have a wonderful moment.
Okay, so you reach out, and what was the reaction that you heard right after the play was over?
The reaction was shock, disgust, happiness.
Kansas City
sweat,
Royals fan.
A little bit of lust, baby. You feel me? I was in there feeling kind of hurt, but my fingers still shaking a little bit. The ball way heavier with the gravity. I'm not gonna lie to you. Charlie Ray, we're gonna be on TV, baby.
So tell me, it looked like that you went away for a bit and then you came back. How'd you talk your way back?
So, truthfully, Houston loves me and I love Houston, and they cannot stop me from supporting the Astros. So what happened? I almost had to get but they wasn't listening, so I showed some love.
Yeah, if that had been Bartman, he would have been boom.
The asteroids. Oh, quick. Let's see. Oh,
Hunter,
how about this?
Did he made it? He slid in.
He's gonna.
No, I mean,
kind of losing it there at that point. But
there's the Chatinier, the runner. He made it. He slid in
the third baseman
successfully.
There. Whoop.
And now he's going to try to take third because nobody's covering third. And Chatinier makes it in there safely as well. And now nobody's covering home. Can he do it? You bet he can. He's slid into all three bases, second, third, and home. And
y'all ever had
when
that? Without
I kind of lose
without a throwaway on a pickoff move.
it there at that point.
Second, third,
Well, you don't argue with the umpires.
and home. Worst way to lose a championship ever here?
Strike three. And he's out. Hornell wins it.
That guy's scoring. Yeah, that's
Oh, wait a minute,
right.
He didn't
Hornell's
throw
gotta
him
pay
out.
attention. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh my God!
Another one score.
So is this the way it's going to end?
This is a state championship game.
Well, if y'all losing,
The coach is livid. Umpire's like, dude, y'all just really screwed
Well, he's
up.
arguing with the umpire during the middle of the play. Is his
Right.
first problem.
Right. Like
Hell,
y'all just
Mac's
really
gonna win
screwed
it?
up. Y'all lost.
So did you see what happened, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Drop third strike.
There you go.
Yeah, drop third strike, didn't throw him out.
He immediately sees the ball in the watch. He gives the safe sign there. The catcher puts the ball in his back pocket.
And he's
And he
out.
starts
Hornell wins
celebrating.
it.
And so while they're arguing, watch the catcher.
not
He's
sure
back
what's going
here.
on
He's got
here.
the ball in his back pocket still. And the runners are running around the bases on the drop.
So
third
is this the
strike.
way it's going to end?
State championship.
So they lost. Okay.
Hornell was winning 5-4 and lost on a drop third strike.
What's the
Hell,
argument?
Mac's going to
that's
win
what
it.
I'm saying.
He's saying it. I guess.
And
the
he's
coach thought
out.
he was
Hornell
out.
wins it.
I guess the coach thought he was pumped and he was out. He pumped him on the strikeout.
But you still have to come.
And he dropped the ball.
Right.
So I don't know if the coach.
Oh, wait a minute. Hornell's got to pay it.
I don't know. You know, but it was a.
And a victory.
Yeah. Here's the argument. they walk over to the other team and tell them they're the champs.
That's a tough
They're going to
way to
send
lose.
everyone back here. I'm not sure what they're doing to talk about it. Maybe not. Oh, they're getting a victory.
And we're leading.
This
They're
has gotta
there.
be
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But they were
the most
correct.
bizarre ending I've ever seen.
Talking about catchers, guys, I want to pull this one up. Adley Rutschman for the Orioles, 258 games. Before being called up, the Orioles were 91 and 167. Since being called up, they're 152 and 106. Catching makes a huge, huge difference. Terry, we'll watch this next week.
Well, I want to tell you something. If you don't think it does, ask Wainwright from St. Louis.
Yeah.
He's 3-11.
Can't touch him this year
This
without
year.
Yadi Molina. We're going to watch this next week. Battle of the Decades. They went through the bats over every decade. You'll remember these, Terry?
Oh, yeah.
The 90s reflex bats were rated the hottest bats, according to it, to them. Rodney Childers talking about the penalty. Kevin Harvick, they were so close. I know you guys didn't see it. They pretty much were this far from the line when the caution light came out, and they pitted. He said those 15 seconds we didn't know if we made the light or not. Safe bet is to pit. So if you made the light, you'd be the leader. If you didn't, you'd still have your tires and everything else. It'd be less of a disaster. They were in a bad spot no matter what. How about a broadcaster?
The Patriots and the Ducks with double-digit wins on the young season, the 1-1. Cardullo swings and fouls it off towards the broadcast booth, and I make the catch on the foul ball.
That was Tom.
I am very proud of myself. I hope somebody got video of that as I caught it on the fly. And I make the catch on the foul ball. I am very proud of myself. I hope somebody got video of that.
Kai Jones. PJ Washington says that he always wanted to be a Charlotte Hornet, and Mitch Kupchak says,
I think it was a great deal. Yeah, I heard that. Basically said
that's not what your agent said.
I saw that.
How about Terry? I don't think the skyhook can get blocked. How about Wilt Chamberlain doing it twice in one play? Get out of here right-handed.
Blocked by Chamberlain.
Jabbar with the rebound. He goes back to the left skyhook. I got something for you, Wilt. And Wilt says, no, you don't.
Beautiful
Even that was
block,
probably
Chamberlain.
goaltended.
It probably was.
It was all
It was coming down.
Reason $1 million why the Cardinals had a bad season this year. This is phenom shortstop with his first home run. Look who welcomes him. That's all we get. First home run in his career, 5 people stood up and gave him 5. These guys don't like each other. That coach is that problem. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen look, there's no excitement. That's the guy's first major league home run. He's a shortstop. He's a phenom. He's going to be awesome, and nobody cares. So that's one more thing. Is this a strike?
Ooh, we got a lot of the plate and called a ball. Wow.
Called a ball 4.
Got to make it look better.
Ooh, we got a lot of the plate and called a ball. Wow.
So there's your catcher /
Ooh, we got a lot of the
laser.
He had to do that because he was out of position. The guy threw the ball wrong.
San Diego
Ooh,
Padres had the lowest ERA in the National League and are 66 and 75.
Ooh, we got a lot of the plate.
Lowest ERA in the National League, 10 games under 500. And I think that's all my news and notes, guys. We'll see you next week. KTCBroadcasting.com.